is whirling over my way. The drum pounds in my heart. For glory I won't turn away. When the darkness falls, fight the hope that lost, light up the fire, be the warrior. Like a rising star, dispel the dark like sparkling light, blaze of shine.
Ai đâu được nhìn thấy chị MVP của trận đấu lần này.
This shot was insane!
Squadra eliminata.
Oh, the squad is coming for
พว
them!
กนาส้มมันต้องโดนแบบนี้
Tình huống kéo đầu đỉnh
是
cao.
时候应该要会合了。
Así es como eliminas a un
Got a
campeón.
Booyah once again!
Father!
Hayato. Come here, boy. You want to draw that blade on me?
Didn't you always want to defeat me? Have it your way, Hayato!
The board meeting for the newest product evaluation will commence in 30 minutes. Please proceed to the laboratory.
How is your father doing?
Thanks to the advanced medical care you so kindly provided, he is stable.
We do hope he can swing that blade of his again, and soon.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Free Fire Nepal Invitational 2022. We are going to witness some very renowned teams and some roster changes. This shuffling is going to happen with a lot of unmatchable action joining in. And this is the very first Nepal Invitational tournament. I am pretty excited. I am Star Tanya. Alongside me, it is Crips. So, Crips, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Tanya. It's been a while since I've casted any Free Fire events, so the Nepal Invitational being the first in the country, it seems like the perfect place to start. And yeah, there's a lot of known names over here, but as you guys were seeing in the screen before this one, where they showed the rosters of all the teams, there have been some changes, so I'm pretty excited to see how those changes match up and how that's going to affect the performance of all these teams in the Nepal Invitational.
Absolutely. We have spotted in various different tournaments itself that roster changes have entirely shifted the play set, the mindset of the teams, where the sniper generally switches the role towards the supporter or the assaulter sometimes. So I want to see how everything is going to function, because it is the mutual shuffling happening. One team taking away one player, and then it is a barter system happening in some teams. So I want to see with that sort of a switch. And apart from that, they are also going to get a lot of information. But apart from that, there is a humongous prize pool, which is total of 60,000 diamonds. Please walk us through, Crips.
Well, obviously the champion walks away with the majority of the prize pool. Of the 60,000, 30,000 belongs to the number one team. The runner-up gets 10,000, and so on and so forth. As long as you get into the top 12, you're gonna get 1,000 diamonds at the very least. But there is an extra incentive for you to be the best player, and that is an extra 5,000 diamond bounty for the MVP of the tournament. And naturally, this tournament is going to be spread out over 2 days, today and tomorrow. So on these 2 days, these teams have to put their best foot forward and try to score as many points as possible so that they can get as many diamonds as possible.
They need to make sure that not even if they are winning the number one position, but this is going to be an extra hunting. So maybe the winning team is going to take away not only the game but also the extra one. But somehow we are going to talk about Free Fire Nepal Invitational 2022's point system. 1 kill is 1 point sure, but the very first position, the team to bag away the Booyah, is going to take away a total of 12 points, which is massive. But talking about position 11 and 12, they are going to go empty-handed. For position 2 until position 11, we are seeing 0.9 until 1. And for 11 and 12, maybe they are not going to gain any standing points whatsoever, but they can still fight for those skill points. And we have seen position 11 and 12 eliminated teams are sometimes spotted in position 8th, 9th or 7th sometimes due to the kills that they have taken. The teams participating are Kurkuri Esports, Naya Nepal, NFC, Nepali Crew, and next is going to be Moonlight.
And then we have Royal Gurkha. We have Tonte Gamer as well, and a lot of these teams are streamer teams as well. For example, Brotherhood Esports, even Bisho MGR has come through with his own team. And of course, T2K, one of the most prominent Nepali organizations for esports, is now entering Free Fire as well. We have Bella Gamer as well as Team Lava, so both the experienced female players are also bringing their teams into the tournament. And then, last but not the least, we have Abhishek YT.
A lot of renowned names for sure. Today we are seeing not even a single team which we have not seen before. So today the fight is going to be, maybe we cannot call it a miraculous one, but say maybe we can call it a little predictable one, because we have seen these players, we have seen these teams, but the roster shifts is the element of surprise here. That is exactly where the point goes. We might not be able to predict about how they are willing to play ahead, how they are willing to hold on to themselves, and the drop points may also be changed. And talking about the schedule for the day, it is going to be total of 6 matches. The first one for sure being Bermuda, followed by Purgatory, third Kalahari, and then there's the repetition of the same set. So first set is going to be of the learning one, the second one is going to be the revenging one. Let's see who takes the revenge with whom, and will the battle continue into the same pattern? Is there going to be a single team who is going to dominate, or it is going to be the Booyahs of the mix?
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Amongst all the things that are changing, the team rosters, the meta, the one thing that doesn't change is the sequence of the maps in which we will play them. I mean, it obviously starts with Bermuda, ends with Purgatory and Kalahari. So at least that part is same. And even though we're coming here after a long time, there are certain things which will not change. Like, for example, the skill of these players, they might have improved, but they will definitely be on point with their aim. The rotation parts, I'm excited to see how that gets affected. Plus, the whole respawn system now is just a bit too chaotic to keep up with. So I wonder how these guys will use that to their advantage.
Yeah, we have always been waiting for the cycle to repeat, map cycle to repeat for the revenge system, but now it is not going to happen. We have got the revive system functioning very well, so we can expect the revenge working just in case if there's only solo survivor alive and is managing to revive all three of the teammates. Just imagine getting taken down by the team and then taking down the same team. It is going to be an immediate Avengers coming together and taking down, putting a shutdown entirely. So it is going to be a lot of fun for sure. And a random expectations. I personally feel 16 frags per team was a huge amount in previous days, but after the resurrection is real, I personally feel we can expect that coming in 16 into a normal agenda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you're able to kill the same person in the same game more than once, that is the absolute bad mana move. That's the absolute Chad moves that I want to see some of these players and these teams pull off. Of course, we need to keep in mind where the respawn beacons will be so that we can see which team positions themselves accordingly. Of course, I assume some of them will be heavily camped. And speaking of camping, we'll talk about that later. But for now, we have the drop clashes already taking place. We have two teams entering Observatory. One of them is T2K, the other one is Abhishek YT. For all the other teams, I don't really see any drop clashes happening. Let's head on over to Observatory, where Abhishek YT has already managed to drop first blood. And that's Charlie hitting the floor.
First frag within the very first minute landing. It is a quick initiative, quick first blood coming in on the map of Bermuda. Observatory total under control, and the trades are still coming to the action. And Gregor, who was once a part of Total Gaming, is now the part of Abhishek YT. A good YouTuber, a strong set of players already spotted. 2 players down. It is all up to the last man standing. How long will he be able to stand is going to be a question. Then Gregor used to be a super duper grenadier, but right now he is playing the role of a rusher, and he is able to promise all his duty fulfilled. And it is good to see total of 3 frags with no loss of players. And on the other side, the Tonde Gamer is also picking up some fights. Lost 1 player, which is Mani's for now. And on the other side of the road, I feel Maniac is a little confused about which way do they take the battle.
Ooh, meanwhile, in another part of the map, we have NFC going up against Tonde Gamer already. And let's see how this one pans out. Sentosa Island has always been one of those tricky places to get out of. But you won't be able to leave if you don't even survive the first assault, just like Maniac. He's been knocked already. Can they secure the kill? Oh, the thirst as well. Players are falling down like flies, and more people bite the dust. Tonde Gamer are absolutely wrecking this one out of the park. It's just 1 player surviving from the side of NFC. Can he see the light of day? Never mind. I don't think he's gonna be able to.
But imagine if he is able to, he can go ahead revive his entire teammate. But let's see what happens there. For now, it is going to be Team Nepal trying to climb the mountain, trying to get the verticality involved and get the advantage of height. And Team Lava going as safe as possible on the grounds of Mill, and there's nobody to share the grounds. Sure, but the upper ground is now totally conquered by Nepal, and we have always said that upper ground has got an advantage here. They are able to not only get the perfect view, but already perfect angle to get some frags. Emote loot attempt is also coming in, but I'm afraid he did not follow the emote loot happening any near or any sooner. Right now it is all chase catch happening. Nepal trying to go ahead, pick about where the opponents are, and on the other side, Team Lava doesn't want to pick up fights. And we very well know Team Lava is not the team who would go very aggressive from the start. They try to go ahead, survive until top 4-5, and then they start picking up the pace. And talk about the circle. Look at the circle, totally negating Sentosa and the southern part of the map of Bermuda.
Yeah, the whole circle moves way up towards the north. We're just gonna put teams like BH, Tonde Gamer, NFC, and even Bella Gaming for that matter into a little bit of trouble. I'm assuming some of these teams will take their teams towards Peak and Factory, places which are still available in the zone but also unoccupied. You can also get a decent bit of loot over there. But yeah, I mean, you were speaking about that emote spam, Tanya. Tell me something. If I don't have that particular emote that's shown on the wall, I won't be able to get my resources ever, right? I'll probably have to ask my teammate to do it or something in that case if he's got it equipped.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to have that emote to get those immediate loot available. For now, I don't think they've got that emote to work out with, and that is why no loot was spotted there. But it is Fire Nepal who have spotted certain players of Team Lava. Sandeep still trying to hold themselves into the warehouse. Hacker quite too far away. On the low, there's one warehouse where Sandeep is holding himself. On the upper ground of the mill area, we can spot other player of Team Lava, and they're all scattered on the grounds of mill. And now this is a little risky. And on the course, Bella Gamer is also trying to conquer an entire ground of Mars Electric, except for one player being quite too far away. Safe for now, Pochinok is the location. Nobody is sharing the grounds. And Pochinok, we did not see any hard drop coming in or any early battle happening there. So can go for a 1:3 split to survive for a little longer. And not only that, they can also retain best of the compound within the circle.
Yep. Meanwhile, back to Team Lava. A fight that seems like will start any moment, but for now it's been pretty silent. Team Lava realized that they are surrounded by the members of Fire Nepal. They just need to figure out exactly where those players are. Oh, and they get the response in a very, very provocative manner. Sandeep bites the dust already. One of the most experienced members of the team. Sandeep has been the spearhead of Team Lava in the past. Their new player, Hacker, he's going to have to step up. Oh, instant respawn comes through. Sandeep has been revived already, but can he actually fall down on the ground without getting plucked out of the sky? Team Nepal, they have a flying target on their hands that they need to take care of.
Will he risk himself landing on the exact ground where the fight is already on, or is he going to move away from wherever the fight is happening so that he can survive? And maybe even if they lose all three players, he still stand a room of opportunity where the revival might come in handy. But there is one more knock for Team Nepal here. One frag confirmed, one knock confirmed, and now zone is also closing in, and they are also trying to go up close and personal on the course. We can see Team NFC is also on the verge of reviving their teammates. We are going to talk about there a little later, but we are going to talk about continuity here, about how Team Lava is going to battle out this fight, because through the blue walls as well, they are trying to deliver a lot of damage. Chrono ability is also deployed, but it is Zazboy who is again taking down Hacker here, and the push, nothing is going to work, but the trade knocks are also coming in this time. Revival coming in from Zazboy with Mag 7, and I'm happy to see, instead of Charge Buster, we can spot Mag 7 again coming into the action with that total of 3 flags. All the players are revived, 4 players up, standing and running, but where did Team Lava in the moment escape out?
Oof. They did lose a couple of players, but at least Sandeep is back. Now it's Sandeep and Sunny, the two most known names of Team Lava, have to stand up and set an example for the rest of their teammates to follow. NFC managed to revive a couple of their players, but the moment they land on the ground, they're going to be sent back down there, 6 feet under. Imagine dropping from the skies at 60,000 feet and then going 6 feet under the ground. What a journey.
What a journey. And imagine if the revival comes in, so you are going to fall from the heaven again, but with the parachute, are you going to
all the way down to the hell?
And then again there is a room of opportunity where you will be pushed down to a hell, because all you are spawned with is a classic pistol. That has nothing to do with the amount of loot already players have procured. But for now, Team Royal Gurkha looks quite safe. They've got the control over the sniper tower, and they've got a good split as well. They are also, one of the players having a good advantage. I did spot one player above the rooftop, so the view is going to be very clear. Even if there's somebody near to the clock tower, near to the sniper tower, they will be able to take him down before they know. And even before I say that, we are going to see not only a knock, also a confirmation immediately. Circle is also going to take a little bit of shift, and over here Team BM is again picking up fights with Team Royal Gurkha, and there's going to be Brotherhood. Dipluck trying to rush in with the vehicle. Is it going to be a safe rush? He is going to survive the rush though. Is it the revival point that he is trying to fight it out? Brotherhood, all players coming down of the car now.
Vishu MGR, they're throwing preemptive nades across the staircases, hoping to delay the push from the nemesis for just a little bit, hoping that it buys them the time for the rest of the teammates to get in position. For now, it's just Samir who is going to be facing the brunt of all these players rushing down at him. But since this choke point is a narrow window. He might be able to take them all by himself. The shotgun does quite a lot of damage, but in the end, it is Deepu who does get the knock on Samir. And by putting up a bunch of glue walls on the other side, he's going to be confirming the kill as well. No trade potential over here for the side of Bicho MGR. Can Brotherhood continue their killing spree? Can they find the remaining members as well and send them to the fiery graves that they have dug for one of the members just yet? There are teams on the vicinity as well. There's Royal Gurkha, there's Bella Gamer, all of them just sniffing blood in the air, waiting for the crimson stains on the ground. And then they are looking for an opportunity, the third party. Or fourth party, rather.
4 teams already here on the ground, quite too far away, 2 nearing each other, and we usually did not never say that, but Crips, today we are going to mention it. 10 minutes already on the clock and 11 teams are surviving. Now that was too much to say in those days, but now it is going to be a revival coming in handy, so it is a good gesture to see. But imagine all 11 teams surviving until the last minute of the map. How are they going to battle against each other in the final circle? Talking about Team Tonde Gamer, they've got 4 frags, no loss of player, and they have got a good control on the circle. As soon as the circle shifts, they can make a move. Now Nepal is also on the verge of entering the circle. Team Kurkure here is trying to get a good peek through the heights, and are they going to get the first frag coming in? Because for now they have spotted the enemies, but they haven't, and what they don't have is the frags. But they've got a good room of opportunity to accumulate as many frags as possible because they are the ones who are gatekeeping.
Oh my god, this is just so painful to watch. Here we have Rabin just casually gatekeeping Team Lava like it's absolutely no deal at all, no big deal, no problem. He's not even breaking a sweat. Even Naya Nepal are struggling to get inside the zone, and Kukri Esports, these guys are just waiting for them to come into their loving embrace so that they can squeeze the life out of them and send them back. So many knocks. How are they even surviving? Zazboy is hanging on to his life fire thread. Rosa and MGR, luckily they have some heal guns available. That's how they're able to survive this onslaught. But then come the grenade launchers. Well, that's a quick end. Moving on, here we have Tonde Gamer once again taking a couple of hot shots at Team Brotherhood. But this time, the difference is Brotherhood has managed to reach inside the house, so they can easily keep their members safe. There are a couple of knocks, but if they don't overextend, they can recover them. The only problem over here is Bella Gaming coming in from the other side. Now, those are the angles that Bella Gaming need to acquire in order to stop Brotherhood from reviving. If they manage to do that, they might just steal the kills away from Tonde Gamer.
Will they be able to steal? That's still going to be the question. And talking about Team Tonde Gamer here, they've got 5 frags. It is like 1 extra. They had 4 all the way along from the start, and now the rotations are coming in through the vehicle as well. Few bikes spotted, few cars spotted, and they are. And did you see the stylish entry on the bridge through the cave part, through the tunnel part to be precise? What a stylish entry here! And with that stylish entry, the shots are also on. It is going to be a player from NFC trying to run away, but where is he going to run? There's no place that he is going to get a place to run out. And did Bururi try to go ahead and get a melee finisher? And on the spot, he did get caught and eliminated. Total of 6 frags. Again, no loss of players. This time we did not spot any revival coming in, any respawn coming in. So they are saving their teammates as long as possible. And maybe the revival cards or the revival tokens are also going to be very safe until the final circle. Brotherhood is the next target for Team Tonde Gamer here. They were able to take 1 knock, but no confirmation yet.
I feel kind of bad for NFC. They've been respawned so many times already, and once again they find themselves with absolutely no resources to fight in probably one of the most terrible locations, and now it's even worse. They're going to be gatekept by the remaining members of Royal Gurkha, KKR, and even Ayush YT's team can take pot shots at them. In fact, Abhishek's YT team has probably like the best pathway into the next zone. They have absolutely no resistance. But then again, they don't have any place to hide inside either. They're going to have to go all the way towards that little watchtower on the edge of the road. And Team Brotherhood is right next to them. So if Brotherhood can stop them from coming in, they can deny so much map control over here for the other teams. But I don't think Tonde Gamer will let them have that free run on the ground.
There's nobody who has got a free hand on the ground right now, free run on the ground right now. The ground is shrinking in, and they need to enter the circle, and that importance is realized by AYT, and they have managed to get a small garage. Is it going to be enough with vehicles as well? All four players still standing tall, handled a lot of damage coming in once again from Team Tonde Gamer. Raja will be revived with a lot of blue walls being spammed for the savior, and Saksham on the course is going to race away from his teammate. Let's see where is he racing towards, and Team ML got one frag, all four players intact, and Kurkuri on the course has also managed to get one arm shot. We did miss that shot connection, and NFC is once again put to shut down. At least one of the player is Tyler ability is used. The spam blue walls are all gone, and now it is the time they are going to get a perfect peak required to get the knock.
So much chaos, but none of the teams really willing to leave their compounds and get out. All of them are just trying to conserve their manpower and resources, but I think Team Kurkuri is now in a little bit of trouble. With very little natural cover for themselves, the only place that they have to hide is that one little cell phone tower and a bunch of blue walls, which are quickly depleting. And they're also getting a couple of knocks on the other side. Meanwhile, NFC continuing to lose players left, right, center. Royal Gurkha cannot keep up with the chaos. They will succumb to the immense amount of pressure that has been put on them from all sides. Meanwhile, Moonlight, they've got just one sniper tower for themselves, and they're happy with it. In fact, this is the sniper tower that KKR really wanted to capture, but looks like Moonlight beat them to the race. But can they be the Moon Knight over here and shut down all the members of KKR by the blessings that Khonsu has given them? Sorry, Marvel references just cannot be helped.
Talking about Khonshu is all turned into a dummy. Now I'm afraid if they are going to have any power coming in, Moonlight or Moon Knight whatsoever, they have to battle it out against all of the 16 remaining. And Brotherhood has realized that they have to turn themselves into Khonshu, and the grenade launcher is going to work out wonders here. Got some frags, got some finishers, a good teamwork spotted here. 5 teams, 20 players still remaining. Brotherhood entirely with total of 6 frags, no loss of players, and now they are killing the killers for way too long. Team Tonde Gamer are now turning into victims, and they already lost one player, and let's see if they are going to be allowed to enter the circle. But before that, the revenge fight is on between Team Bella Gamer and Team Tonde Gamer. After losing one player, they want to make sure they eliminate an entire squad. But talking about Team Brotherhood, it is going to be Deepu with a little low in HP. Once again, he's going to heal himself up. 7 frags already, and they've got a good room of opportunity to gate. The treatment comes will also come into the action. The easiest way to not waste out any health kits, and I just noticed they don't even have any health kits to work out with.
Oh, well, that is definitely a red flag to them. They just cannot afford to get knocked. Otherwise, they're going to have to fight with like 10 HP left. Well, so many members of Bella Gaming inside one compound, and another team trying to rush them inside, but Bella Gaming hold their ground. It's now down to Brotherhood and Bella Gaming. Both of those teams having a house each for themselves. Meanwhile, Team Moonlight are kind of trapped out in the open over there. And then we have AY just throwing grenades at them from far away. Absolutely not wanting to show their faces while trying to pick up that fight. But looks like both of them will have to now start moving in. The zone is going to put them on the edge of this fence over here. And you do not want to be sitting on the fence, especially when there is a monster like Bella on the other side. They go in for the kill. Brotherhood falls. They were one of the strongest teams which should have had a chance to win. It's just down to Bella Gaming and Abhishek YT. And they will be biting their dust. It's Bella Gaming who takes the first Booyah of the day.
And the MVP will be Bella herself. So a good we would not say entirely a dominative play, but certainly a survival mindset was on from the start. They did not want to pick up any battle. They wanted to make sure all 4 players remain intact, and they were aware about it, Crips, who are their exact competitors, because that is where they initiated the battles. Against Tonde Gamer, they took down 1 player and then gradually trying to make the way through the circle, and it was enough. One of the strongest candidate was already put to shut down, and then winning away was quite too easy, at least on the viewer's perspective. I'm very sure it is never easy on the player's perspective.
Yeah, and no matter how easy or difficult it is, you need to keep your head in the game, keep your limbs away from the windows, and that's what Bella Gaming was able to do. I mean, I barely saw them losing any players. Even if any of them got knocked, they don't lose more than 2 players at the same time. So there's always 3 people available to revive or protect. And it's that conservative mindset, like you said, Tanya, is what kept them alive. As long as you're alive in the game, as long as you have a compound for yourself, kill points will come your way on their own.
Yeah, gradually kill points were also totally accumulated, but I'm very sure of whatever they were able to accumulate, they were lesser than what Brotherhood was able to do, what Team Tonde Gamer was also able to do, because they were trying to go ahead, pick up fights for those kill points, and this is the exact meta shift that we have spotted after the resurrection points are on, respawn points are on, because the players are not willfully going ahead for the survival gameplay. They are going for the frag because they very well know if they have the tokens, if they have the player cards, revival player cards, they are going to again respawn their teammates. So even if they are able to get 2 frags and they are going to lose themselves on the course, they are going to be back, and that is a total advantage of 1 point. So with the same pattern, Brotherhood and Tonde Gamer had a very good start for the day. Talking about for the immediate battle also coming in from Ayush, that was also quick, the very first frag in not even a minute of landing. So a good aggressive approach is also hopping in.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when these teams start to camp those respawn areas where the players can go ahead and get their teammates back, if you just have a good hold over that region, you're going to get free 4 points. Sorry, 3 points at the minimum, because all those players are going to be dropping out of the sky, and then, you know, you have to send them straight down as soon as they get their feet on the ground. It's funny how there used to be this whole terminology that we as casters used to use before, you know, they're down on their knees, get them back up on their feet, but now they have to get their feet on the ground while they're falling from the skies and avoiding bullets around them. I mean, I have genuinely bad aim, so I don't know how easy or hard it is to shoot down a player who's falling from the sky, because I can't shoot them even when they're just walking around. So I guess you would be the one to tell us how easy or difficult it is to survive as a player who just got respawned and there's enemies all around you. How do you play a situation like that?
I personally feel you can go for the agent clue joining in with you, so that you exactly know where the opponents are, to land as farther as possible, because fighting with just a pistol against so much of armors and weaponaries, there stands no chance, and with that you are going to be taken down with a parachute, so it is going to be respawn totally wasted. So I personally feel landing away from wherever the battles is the only key factor how you can survive the revival landing coming in through the parachute, because we have spotted several frags coming in. The players literally, one of the player holding the sniper tower with the sniper, if there's somebody landing in, all they have to do is just knock him off and get those kill points immediately, because they don't have much of level 3 of armors to work out with, nothing to retaliate with, they cannot fight from the parachute. So I personally feel coming back, getting back on the feet is turned into a bigger core compared to what you said. They have fallen on the knees, will they be back on the feet? But now they have fallen from the parachute, will they be able to land or back on feet? That is a good question that you mentioned there.
Yeah, and imagine, you know, getting respawned thinking that, yeah, sure, we have another shot at winning the game, but then all you end up doing is giving more points to the team that is camping you. So in a way, you're helping your opponents more than you would if you did not respawn your teammates. And you got to consider that as the tournament approaches its end, and every single point matters.
Every single point matters, and it is Team NFC, if I'm not mistaken. They have used the most advantage of this respawn point. I don't know how many frags did they end up with. We are going to get to know once we have the scorecard, sure. But how many times they have been taken down? Because if I'm not mistaken, the players were revived for more than 3 times. So definitely they have given extra 3 kill points to the opponent. So have they been able to reciprocate exactly? Fair trade, maybe 1:1, taking one player down, getting taken down. If not that, if one player is taken down all 3 players this way, it is going to be a major loss for the team. Talking about the highlights, immediate battle was taken between Team Nepal on the grounds of Mill against Team Lava, and how nicely and sneakily Team Lava's last 2 men were able to escape this battle. It was Sandeep and Sunita not wanting to hold furthermore. All they wanted was to survive, to revive their teammates.
Yeah, and we saw them try to respawn Sandeep almost instantly the moment he died. And even after that, they were unable to beat Nepal, who managed to, in fact, go all the way up until Bhima Sakti strip, only to get blown apart by Team KKR. Now, this team had been phenomenal near the Bhima Sakti strip. They gate-kept 2 other teams. They got a bunch of points, but then they got a taste of their own medicine as well as they started to move into the last circle.
the final circle for Team Bella for now they started getting total of 5 frags, and Brotherhood was eliminated. I think this was the point where they felt quite comfortable. Charge Buster was also used very wisely, very nicely. Bella with 3 frags coming in from herself and with almost 1350 of damage. Survival time was 1026. I suppose these are the exact minutes how nicely they were able to survive. And talking about the player particularly, I feel the way they were not picking up any battles, realizing the threat was real, and instead of fighting against a team who might be stronger at firepower, let's survive and take away the Booyah points. And that is exactly Team Bella Gaming did.
Yeah, it's surprising how their active skills show 0 in both terms of Skylar ability and Chrono abilities used. So that tells you how conservative these teams were. And if they barely had to use their glue walls, that means they were always having hard cover for themselves, always in a house or a compound. So that also is a very good indication of how well they were positioned in the game, not just how defensive they were. But surprisingly, there's not as many kills as I thought this team would have.
Bella Gaming with 18 points, still on number 1 position, thanks to the total of Booyah points that they were able to bag after having a lot of patience. Because Crips, we have to mention, having a lot of patience in such a chaotic situation, it is like a big no. We tend to get aggressive. We start pushing against the places where we don't have to. So I think this patience paid them the reward of the Booyah, and with that they are on number 1. But talking about Brotherhood, the way they were battling every single time, having the center of the circle, trying to get a very good position, and also the frags, they are on position 2 with total of 15 points. But talking about Abhishek Whitey, they survived a little extra longer compared to what Brotherhood did. They started battling since the start of the map on the grounds of observatory. 6 frags, surviving a little extra. Abhishek Whitey is one of the team that I'm going to personally watch out for, because it is Regog as well, catching my eyes a little, playing for some other team. If I'm not mistaken, he was playing for KM Brotherhood previously, so he was one of the player to watch out for. His grenades were just on point, but today we did not get to witness that sort of a grenade play. Maybe it is just off the start. Right now, gradually he's also going to settle down with that sort of a comfort play, or it is the team that has switched, because we did mention in the start that once the team does get switched, so does the role. You cannot go for the grenade role. You have to be what the team requires you for.
Yeah, but the grenades can be so influential in that last zone.
Yeah.
You remember how I believe it was KKR that got eliminated due to nades, and even Nepal for that matter, they were also destroyed by grenade launchers and throwable utilities. So all that stuff is just game changing. Imagine having the power to wipe out an entire squad on your fingertips, but then because you don't have the proper role in the team, or you're not in the proper position, you can't use that, especially when you're used to doing that in your previous teams. And that's the exciting part about Free Fire, right? It's always evolving. The players have to figure out what to do when they have new teammates, what to do in rising and changing situations. I mean, up until a few months ago, this respawn system was not there in the competitive scene, but now that it is, the teams have to adapt. And I think Team Nepali crew has been pretty damn good at using the respawn system to their advantage. But then again, they were not able to milk it as much as they thought they would be able to. Either way, we are on with the second game, ladies and gentlemen. The plane has taken off and we are going from Marble Works to Ski Lodge.
From Marble Works to Ski Lodge, I think the southern island will once again be all barren, all empty. Nobody would want to go ahead so farther away. And Blue Zone, the highest resource loot zone, will also come under the control of Team NFC, the team who used the Resurrection quite too often, but then they were not able to bag a single frag for themselves. Brasilia, as always, is going to be overly populated, and this is a sign of alert. Looks like immediate battles shall be spotted, but before any other battles get spotted, the fight on the crossroads is already on. It is going to be Team BM fighting against Team Brotherhood. Let's see how are these two teams going to handle each other, because it is Tanjiro is already taken down and this fight is also on. We definitely missed that knock coming in, but we are never missing the punch kill feed, and that is always interesting. And Abiral is brutal enough to get the finisher also with the punch.
Oh, poor Tanjiro. The first one to fall. Aizen's gonna join him in the grounds above. Deepu and Sangam, they are cornered, they are trapped. Can they fight their way through? Seems like Team Brotherhood and Bisho MGR, both of them are being equally destructive over here, turning this situation into a 2v2. None of these teams are going to have an advantage. I mean, even if it boils down to a 1v1, one of these teams will die and then the other guys will be able to get respawned. But then again, will they be able to find a place? Can Deepu go to some location where his teammates can be brought down on the ground safely? I doubt so. I mean, there is a respawn beacon right next to them in Crossroads, but I'm assuming that Bisho won't be able to use it.
And what I'm afraid is top two teams are struggling bad. Talking about Team Brotherhood, they have lost a lot of players. Talking about Team Bella Gaming, the team who never want to pick early fights have already lost a total of 2 players. And talking about Team Ayush, Dragov coming into the action, taking down 1, going for the second. Will Supreme be also put down on the knees, racing immediately to revive his teammate? Any day, respawning is going to be a little tougher than reviving. So the first attempt is going to be always revive your teammates first, but then it is going to be Luck Pedon who is able to get a 3 HP frag for himself. This is going to be the very first frag for the team. And will Sumidon be revived here is going to be the question for now.
He's got no heals, man. I'm so anxious about this one. He's living on a sliver of HP. Sumidon is bleeding out. Maximus is the only person who can do something about this one, and even Lakpadon won't be able to do all that much. You know what? I think his teammate Maximus is better off going elsewhere, letting his teammate bleed out, and then respawning him fresh altogether.
Starting afresh altogether. And let's see how fresh is the start going to be, and a little bit of, we always say the tiny land into the map of Purgatory, the map of 3 lands. Now all the battle is all there. Team Nepal, they're all stuck there. Team NFC is trying to pick up as much of advantage as possible. They have managed to get 1 frag. It is going to be Vururu who has got the first frag, and the name itself sounds a little cyclonic, isn't it? I don't know what does it mean, but certainly it does sound a little airy. Let's see how many frags can he take with that cyclonic name. And talking about Muniz with the K9 in his hand, the players are trying to play split, one reaching the island. Now that was risky enough. I was about to say, now that is very, very risky, and Abhay taking the exact advantage here. Now the players are equalized. It is going to be the battle of 3-3, and when the fight of equalized joins in, it is always who has got the better weaponaries, who has got the better firepower, but who has got the better circle influence. The Southern Island did not go barren. We have got a total of 2 teams, but once again, Circle is not favoring Southern side, at least not for the starting first 2 matches for the day.
This is a rather slow start for some of these teams, although I'm a little concerned for Team Lava. They're approaching Brasilia right now, and Tonde Gamer is sitting right there. Can they gatekeep Team Lava? Is it even viable to gatekeep someone in the first circle? They can always tank the damage and go around. Meanwhile, I'm more concerned for the members of Royal Kirka. Maximus surviving all by himself. Can he find an opportunity to respawn his teammates? And that goes for the other teams as well. The teams who died early on, will they be getting a chance? Seems like Rata just called one of his teammates back, so that could be a good opportunity. Now, here's the question. Will someone try to pluck them out of the sky as they land on the ground, or will they get a free pass?
Let's see if they are going to get plucked or no. But the revival did come in from Team Ayush YT right now. The player was revived and seems to be landing near to his teammates itself. Talking about Team BM right now, Samir has taken 1 knock, but no confirmation. Team Lava once again sticking to the same strategy, trying to stay away from the battles for as long as possible. Let's see if that is going to be allowed or no, because it was certainly not allowed by Team Nepal into the map of Bermuda. But on the ground of Purgatory, I really like the way each and every team is trying to hold their locations or maybe the compounds exactly near to the revival zone, because they want to make sure of, if the fight happens, if at all they are winning it, they have got the spot to revive their teammates. Right now it is going to be Team Nepal holding one of the revival points into their hands, and Samir, the man with triple kill right now, the only man with the triple frags right now. 12 teams surviving, so many frags happening, 6 minutes on the clock, but nothing of loss.
Ooh, Tanjiro, welcome back to the battlegrounds. Will you meet your Mega this time? Looks like Revenger really wants to land up to his name. Oh, he runs right into Tanjiro and he falls down. Instant thirst as well. Tanjiro finally able to redeem himself. But now he has another challenger approaching. He can hear Prabeen and his gunshots on the other side of this door. More people from Bisho MGR are on the other side of this hill. Can they get the flanking angle? Aizen is trying to cover Tanjiro in case somebody tries to go in for that flank, but can he protect him from the nades and the freeze bombs? This one doesn't affect him. Tanjiro realizes where his enemy is. He has a small chance to get inside the vehicle. Does he use it? Nope, the vehicle's about to explode. Meanwhile, Abidal has been shut down by Deepu. And more trades are happening. Can Prabeen survive this one? He's the last man standing. Has to play for survival over here. He's trying to run around. Going around the Ruzies, but Tanjiro has him pinned down. Here comes the pre-fire. Down to 7 HP, and he gets blocked from every single direction. There you go, Tanya. This is like one of the most beautiful revenge stories that we've seen today. And it started with the death of Revenger. How poetic.
It was a good start, but it was not a good start for Team Brotherhood, losing so many players. Last man surviving and taking a perfect revenge. What a story written here. And now they have totally eliminated their opponents, Team BM for now, and Team Tonde Gamer have also put shut down to Team Lava. Now these things are happening literally quick. They are not allowing a single player to escape no matter what. They are going all in. Previous days, this was not the case of scenario. So there's a lot of change into the mentality. They are ready to lose one of their players. It is like, go ahead, eliminate yourself, but we want to get an elimination of the opponent team entirely. We will revive you, we will survive. So I personally like this tendency of playing, new tendency of playing, or maybe new strategy of playing. They are taking good decisions, and right now they are near to the vending machine. Let's see what are they hunting for, what are they shopping for.
Well, there's a lot of these things in Free Fire that really make your life a little easier. Like vending machines, for example, respawn areas, for example. And I'm just wondering, there's going to be a point in the Free Fire meta where all these places will get heavily camped, because, I mean, they are pretty important to help a team survive, you know? Brotherhood, like, for example, they have decent amount of loot, even though they died and they got respawned. Sure, they have the weapons, but they don't have the resources like medkits and blue walls. Except for Aizen. He's got like 10 of them. His teammates barely having 1 or 2 each. So, again, equal distribution of resources becomes important, and equal distribution of kills as well. We are barely 2 zones into the game, and Team Brotherhood already has 7 frags. Meanwhile, in the previous game we saw, the team that had the maximum number of frags had only 8. So they're already about to surpass this level.
For sure, they are going to cross the marker. They are going to break their own records. At this time, let's see if they are going to go ahead and get the Booyah, because the only team who they were against, Bella Gaming, they have lost several players, or maybe they might have been eliminated by the 8 frags already. This was an equalizer frag, and they are going to level up from here on. The players are trying to chase away from battle. Will they be allowed? It's going to be a question. But they're also trying to distract the vehicles to not allow these sort of open flanks, open rotations coming in where they have to create new strategies immediately. Blue walls will be damaged. The player is still jumping and hopping like a bunny, saving himself with all the blue walls available. The resources are going to be used, but now it is going to be freeze bombs and grenade also coming into action. Team Royal on the course is going to be eliminated, and Tanjiro is going to put a shutdown to Pulsari's regime. Let's see if it is going to be a confirmation or no. No will be the answer. Team support immediately comes in.
This fight has dragged on for a bit too long. We have KKR trying to surround Brotherhood from every direction, but the flanks are failing. Well, Sangam is the only one, and he can't make a difference, KKR. It was a little sloppy, a little labored, but they get the frags regardless, and they only lose 1 player in the process. But again, Tanya, here's the question. Can they go for the rest? Oh, of course they can.
Of course they can. They have got the vending machine. I suppose. There was
a landmine right at the respawn beacon, so Puneet walks into that trap. But hey, they revived their player, so it's all fine. He can get the res again.
Now, these are also the strategies coming in from opponents, that just in case if there's somebody who is coming in towards the resurrection point or maybe towards the vending machine, they are going to face my landmine first. And he was also successful enough. If at all, he would have placed total of 2 landmines there. He could have got the confirmation as well. Talking about Team ML here, 2 frags already. But look at the biking from Rohit coming in. He's going to rush straight into the faces. Now, this is very, very risky. It is a 1v2 situation with all the blue walls making it into a cocoon situation. I don't think it is going to run any longer. As soon as I say say that few more blue walls are used to survive for a few extra seconds. 3 players trying to knock him down. He will be knocked down, and on the course, it is going to be Supreme reviving Raja. 3 frags here already, and no matter what, here even if they are getting the confirmation, other players are still surviving for reviving their teammates. So 1 player loss is not the major one now. No, at least not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore being the keyword over here. As we head into the mid-game, the pace has considerably slowed down. Oh, never mind. The moment I say that KKR want to pick up the pace so hard, they land right in between Nepal. Excuse me, this is extremely dangerous. Rabin, he tries to shoot through the trouble, but Nepal are wrecking the hell out of them. The glue walls are making sure that KKR can't get the momentum, and they get instantly killed, not just by Nepal, but also by the members of TGR. Oh, that was a death trap, and they didn't even realize it when they stepped into it.
The death trap is realized only after you are 6 feet under, and this is exactly what they were trying to create. But this time around, Tonde came up with a total of 8 frags. They're trying to go for the distant battle, going for the window peak through the perfect weaponry that they possess. But talking about Charge Buster here, they are trying to go ahead, get some knocks possible. Broken will be successfully able to get the confirmation 10 frags. I think this is for the very first time. There's a team who has reached into the double-digit figure. Lure on the course will be putting shutdown to Team Nepal. 11 frags, all 4 player standings. Looks everything clean and good towards Booyah for this particular team. But talking about Team NFC, they are also within the circle, trying to go ahead, putting the close duel happening, winning 1 frag and trying to gatekeep the other teams who delayed their rotations.
Yeah, now I can say that the game has gone to a slower pace. Can I? Can I safely say it? Can someone rush all of a sudden? I don't think so. I think every team is going to take calculated moves right now. Everyone has a compound for themselves except for T2K, but then they're on the edge of the zone, so they need to move in regardless. NFC have a decent position. In fact, I think they might be the only team who doesn't get affected by the zone shift in the next circle. T2K though, yeah, they need to move inside and they need to do it quickly within the next 5 seconds. Otherwise, they're going to have to battle the zone and their opponents at the same time. Even Bella Gaming for that matter. They have the high ground for now, but it will decimate soon. T2K now going in for the full send. They roll in with their vehicles, trying to survive for as long as possible. But Vuru, he's instantly gonna down one with the grenade launcher. Even Unish takes down one more. T2K somehow starting to fight back, but NFC have equal weaponry. Revive will come through as Manish tries to go for a bold move, using the glue walls on only one side without his other side being covered. And in the process, he lets Maniac get isolated only to get shot down. Still, a 2 versus 3. But here comes TGR and they have angles on this fight. Even Moonlight has angles on them. Oh no, NFC looked like they were gonna do great against T2K, but now everyone else is taking pot shots at them. And guess who benefited from this the most? It's Bella Gaming. Nobody focused on them, everybody focused on T2K first, and now they're out, giving Bella Gaming a lifeline.
Bella Gaming, a team to survive until the final circle, no matter whatsoever happens. But for now, Team Tonde Gamer still looks rock solid. 14 frags, center of the circle, a good hard compound to work out with. They are trying to take down Team ML. Here, let's see if they are going to get the success. Grenades are going to get exchanged. Players are also going to get knocked here and there. No confirmation whatsoever, but Lure is already down on the knee. This Team Tonde Gamer is getting all shaky, all down. 14 frags and only 2 players surviving. Grenade is not going to work wonders because it is going to be the window flank that hops in, and that was an element of surprise, but it is no way. He was ready for this sort of a surprise. Will be able to take 1 more player down on the killing spree. 15 frags already. Manish on the course has taken down 2 other players. The cock is confirmed, not on the knees for sure, but 6 feet under, buried entirely. But Tonde Gamer is going ahead, reviving, recalling their teammates immediately, and they are going to rush with the surfboard right in the center. I want to see, are they going to get caught off guard while in the air, or are they going to get decimated after they land because they don't have that sort of a weaponry for sure.
I didn't even realize that there are still more respawn beacons available for these players to use. Broken instantly gets broken the moment his feet land on the ground. Even Lure, for that matter, has absolutely nothing to fight with. It's Vegeta who has to somehow protect him. The melees come out. The shots won't connect. It's the guys with the shotgun that come up with this one. Moonlight though, They do manage to knock out one team from the server, and Sudhir is landing on the ground. Sorry, Ayush and Superman are landing on the ground, but can Superman actually make a superhero entry, or will he die the moment he's on the ground? He's managed to get his weapons back, so he is ready for the battle. It's a 3-team affair with only 7 players surviving, 4 of them belonging to Moonlight. That means Bella Gaming and NFC don't have all the players, and they're gonna have to somehow target this team together. Can they actually do this one? Bella Gaming has only a 2-man roster, and they're rushing in. Laka catches Sudhir Lakin, shoots him in the head while he's trying to throw a grenade. Smokey also from the other side has a window to get inside from. The blue wall breaks in the nick of time, confirming the kills before he can move into the zone. But can he do it? Oh, very little HP. He needs to go for the heal. Can he actually find the last remaining member of NFC? I don't think they can see him, but the zone will force him to move outside regardless. He gives up his life to the zone instead. 2 versus 1. Can this clutch happen? Bella Gaming, they go for a back-to-back. This is incredible.
And the circle played good as well. The final circle was exactly near where the vending machine was, where the player immediately saved the tokens for, where they were able to purchase the revival cards from, and they were reviving their teammates. This time you're not going to see Bella as the MVP, but Laka as the MVP. But consistency spotted. You can dominate a map, sure, with the same set of skills, but talking about Purgatory in particular, they were the first team who were totally shaken, lost 2 to 3 players very early on, stood a negligible chance of Booyah. But here they come, all 4 players standing tall into the final circle, taking away a Booyah. Now this time not only with 6 kills, but they had a little extra compared. So the performance is leveling up.
Oh, definitely. The performance is getting better, especially from the side of Bella Gaming. 2 wins back-to-back. Come on, that's crazy. And this time it was even crazier. They had to revive some of their players in the last moment in order to get that win. They didn't even have all the players remaining. In fact, even after their attempts, they were still at a man disadvantage. It was Moonlight who had all the players surviving, and I thought surely they can win this 2 versus 4 fight, but nope. No, not at all. So Bella Gaming, what a wonderful performance from this team.
This is the team that we have to watch out for, but I would definitely appreciate the way Team Brotherhood Gaming is playing. They are focusing on the frags, they are focusing on revival, they are also focusing for the center of the circle, and I think this is the mistake. Once you are into the center of the circle, you are center of attraction, and they are being target to all other 4 teams who are just trying to enter the circle, and they are losing players and they are falling fleas. I think the way they are doing everything perfectly, only if they not get under the influence of acquiring the very first circle, the very first best of the compounds within the circle, they can still bag away the Booyah. The first 2 matches are already down, where only 1 team has totally hoisted the flag for the very first segment for the day. Are we going to witness any new teams for the future or no? We really don't know that, but Bella Gaming is definitely one of the teams where we can say the most consistent by far team.
Yeah, I mean, it was so chaotic towards the end. In fact, I literally forgot that there's a vending machine and you can still get your respawns out of there. And I thought, yeah, there's no machines nearby. Nobody can go for the respawn just yet. But then I was like, oh, wait, this option's there. And this changes the dynamic of the game so much, right? I mean, all of a sudden, the odds have changed. The team who has more number of players alive, you will obviously expect them to win. But then you see some players falling from the skies and you're like, oh, okay, things have gone for the toss and now you don't know who's going to win. Now you can't predict what's going to happen. And that chaos is exactly what's making Free Fire a little more complex and more sophisticated to watch.
And even more exciting to watch. Like previously, we lost hope for the team entirely, that this team cannot take away Booyah, last man standing, shall not be able to do it. But now that is not the case of scenario. Even if you have 1 player standing on feet, you still stand a chance of Booyah. And for this particular Booyah on the map of Purgatory, the most example coming in from Team Bella Gaming, Team Brotherhood, they were totally decimated by Team Putri Esports on position 9. Talking about Nepal, they had a total of 3 frags. They were pushing it against Team Brotherhood. For now, it was a good performance. They were able to reciprocate very quickly, but then that was never enough. Team Tonde Gamer, the team to go bag double-digit frags, and by the time it was final circle, they had total of 15 frags to work out with, which is massive. Sure, not having a Booyah, but they still do have a kill amount of exactly 1 Booyah and 3 frags. So that is going to be sufficient enough for them to remain into top 3. Let's see if that is going to be the case of scenario or not. Chrono. We're talking about Team NFC. The revival came in right in here, and it was total of grenade exchanging. The players were getting shaky. Tonde Gamer in particular, for a while, it was Novi who did manage to survive little extra seconds, and also the reflex was on point. Crips, he just turned 360, got himself a frag, survived for a little extra second, but then for how long can 1v3 happen? He went for a side finisher.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm surprised he even survived that first encounter. I would have literally run out of phone space to turn because I play on such low sensitivity. But then this guy's pulling off 360s as if he's a Beyblade. Yeah, that's the Metal Gear that you need to be careful about. And then comes this fight. Like, Bella Gaming did not even have information that someone can pop out of the left side. They were just so focused on NFC, they didn't even realize that there are threats on the other side. And then when they jump inside, the shotguns are ready. They're already pumped and cocked, and all you have to do is pump your opponents full of lead. Yeah, and that's Laka. 6 kills by himself. 2,200 damage? Damn. Those are some spicy numbers.
From the amount of kills that he has taken, definitely he has been a major assistive role-playing player as well for the team, because the way he has delivered damage, other frags he might have got the assist for the same, and he was using Chrono ability, active ability. Well, it is nice to see once again Chrono is chosen as an active ability, because recently we did witness Skylar was one of the massive active ability being used here to avoid any of the glue wall that was hindering in the aim preference, hindering in the grenade approaches. But now it is going to be a little bit of defensive play, inclusive of attacker play. They are going for the mix. One player going for the Skylar, one player going for the Chrono, and that is how exactly the team works. And I think Team Bella Gaming is very well functioning team. They are able to revive on time. They are able to get frags on time. They are able to survive. Last man is also able to go ahead, sneakily revive his teammates. I think by far this team has got everything that is needed, but the kill points that they need, I am afraid they need to make sure they need to level up those, because Tonde Gamer is creating some different markers there. 15 frags by the end of the map of Purgatory.
Well, Laka with so many kills, and his team in general with so many frags. Such a different vibe from the first game, right? Where the number of frags that a team was able to secure at the max was 8. And now we have people dropping your 14, 15 frags just casually, as if it's nothing. If the rest of the tournament is going to be this aggressive and this exciting, we will fall short of highlight space on the stream. That's how many frags are going to be dropping in the lobby today.
The highlights are definitely going to be highlight time is going to be very short for sure. The way the frags are being taken, the way weapons are being used, vehicles are being used. I think teams of Nepal have already adapted to all the situation. May it be respawn, may it be vehicular rotation, may it be sneakier revival, and also they have adapted to the meta of charge busters, the closest, the best, most shotgun used by far. I think it is everything that they have to do, and they are doing it, each and every team. And talking about Team NFC, the team to give maximum revives on the map of Bermuda this time, they were able to take down one of the strongest team, which was Brotherhood, if I'm not mistaken. They were able to confirm few frags against them. Yeah, the players were revived, but these kind of a massive frags coming in from one of the strongest opponents gives you a booster dose of performance.
Tonde Gamer Esports and Moonlight, both of them, they were not in the best positions, but they were obviously participating in fights a lot more. Especially Tonde Gamer. I mean, in that fight where Brotherhood and Moonlight are fighting each other and T2K tries to third party in, Tonde Gamer ended up getting so many kill steals. That's probably why they have such a huge kill count as well. And then later on, when it was their turn to fight fair and square, they were able to show up over there as well. So they can steal the kills and they can earn them fair and square. By doing both of those things properly, this team will boost its kill points to such a high level that they have overtaken Bella Gaming, the team that managed to get the whole Booyah. And that is just incredible. Now, how this stacks up towards the end of the day where all the points are going to be combined, we'll have to look at it later. but they're right there, very, very close. In fact, they're tied up with Moonlight Esports. Oh boy, this is a bit too close for comfort.
Team Bella Gaming still having the lead of 5 points, but if we have a look at the kill points, it is a 6 point of lead coming in from Tonde Gamer. If at all Tonde Gamer focuses a little extra on surviving, they are going to take away the position one anytime sooner. But Moonlight, the topmost competitor as well, talking about Brotherhood, strong performances spotted on the map of Bermuda, but they were a little extra shaky on the map of Purgatory during the final circle. Talking about Abhishek YT on the map of Bermuda, it is a comfort map for sure. I wouldn't deny that each and every player has got a comfort map, which is Bermuda, where they can excel themselves into the best of the performances. But having a look at the scorecard right now, Team Lava, Team Bisho, MGR, Rahul Gamer, these are the 3 teams to watch out for, because they are the only teams having single digit number. They need to level up their performances. They need to make sure they do something to at least spike up into the mid area. I'm very sure reaching into the top 6 is going to be very tough to achieve, but still there's a room of chance where they can at least elevate themselves into the mid-range shuffling.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's only been 2 games, right? The tournament has just started. There's still 4 more games left in the day, and the teams are already getting used to each other's play styles. In fact, by the end of the next match, Kalahari, they would have figured out everything they need to know, and then the last 3 games of the day are going to be even more exciting. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely, Kalahari is the map that everybody is excited about. Lots of snipers to be spotted, and I want to see those crispy headshots coming in from Om. But which player is going to use? Because for the day by far, we are seeing each and every player is comfortable. They are turning into a versatile role, versatile player role, active role ability coming in from them. They are ready to use shotgun sometimes. They are ready to use Om sometimes. They are using mix of all weaponaries, grenadiers, grenade launcher. It is not like previous days. We did see that this player is going to fulfill the role of a sniper. These 2 players are going to be the assaulters and the supporter. This is going to be the ideal. Now 4 brains are reuniting in the way what situation is requiring from them, and I think that is one of the key factors. Today we are seeing the teams of Nepal functioning so well into the moment where the opponent teams are just getting revived. Brotherhood were able to take the revenge fight, reviving an entire team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these teams might have a plan when they drop into the circle, but it all goes for a toss when you start fighting. Let's see what happens in the tournament later on, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to go on a short break, but we will return soon. Don't go anywhere.
Father!
Hayato. Come here, boy. You want to draw that blade on me?
Didn't you always want to defeat me? Have it your way, Hayato!
The board meeting for the newest product evaluation will commence in 30 minutes. Please proceed to the laboratory.
How is your father doing?
Thanks to the advanced medical care you so kindly provided, he is stable.
We do hope he can swing that blade of his again, and soon.
Thank you, sir.
All Yagami men favor blades. I even heard bladesmithing had been their family tradition. Was this a skill passed on to you?
Father thought I was not ready to be honored with that sacred skill. The fire in the forge has gone out.
Did you learn anything at all from your father?
His father's legacy is hard to live up to. Shall we?
Let's go have some fun.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue through our journey here at day one in the Free Fire Nepal Invitational 2022. Tanya, this new meta has got me a little scared. I don't think I'm as prepared as you are for such fast-paced action in Free Fire. Because let's face it, now back in the day when you used to lose a player, you felt the absence of that individual when it comes to the squad potential, right? Like, let's say you lose an important Sunday gamer in your lineup. We've seen how that's faced issues in the past on the biggest stages. This new dynamic, oh dude, when you see them drop from the air, I get flashbacks. I can't handle it. How you been able to deal with it?
Well, it is amazing to see, because previously a loss of a player is equal to a feel of martyrdom, going ahead, eliminating yourself for the victory of your teammates. Now what happens is you are being used as a pawn. You go ahead, get as many frags as possible, and on the course, how many can you take down is going to be the question. And if you are eliminated, other three players are going to revive you somehow. So it is getting even more tougher to battle it out. But it is Team Bella Gamers. They have been very consistent, OG, the way they have been performing, not initiating battles early on, surviving until the final circle. And if any players lost on the course, they are reviving and maintaining a 4-man squad intact. And they have been the consecutive 2 times Booyah bagger. Do you think Kalahari has always been a game changer, but will it bring them back to the hat trick?
I don't think so, and I think it's a game changer for a very crucial reason, right? At least in the terms of the first 2 maps, there's a lot of natural cover. There's a lot of even artificial cover, if you talk about it that way. But when we look at Kalahari, the vending machines where you can respawn your teammates are going to be in position where there's tactical cover, cool, but it's not going to be that easy for your enemies to then thirst, right? Because there's going to be a lot of open space in between, and that kind of gives a little more opportunities for team to reset a little more easier. So I think we're going to see more toe-to-toe battle, but only in terms of long distance. When it comes to CQC, I feel like, you know, it's not going to be given that much opportunity for them to maybe transcend from one building to another or something along that lines.
let's see how are they going to function here, because the circle is very favorable of the vending machines, of the revival points. Circle is ending up exactly where the players can be resurrected. The players are exactly being respawned by till the end of the final few seconds remaining, and I think that is going to be game changer once again. But will the circle be once again so supportive? Will the circle help out teams to revive their teammates immediately? Bermuda, nice. One of the most convenient maps to play. Purgatory a little tough compared to what Bermuda has in the plate, because you have to not only battle the enemies but also you have to battle the zone alongside of Triple Island joining in. But talking about the map of Kalahari, here we can clearly see there are going to be lots of sniper action coming in, and this distance long range battle and immediate revival within few seconds. Like, even if you are able to take the long range battle and are not able to entirely eliminate the squad, I think your work is still incomplete.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've actually missed from a lot of this Free Fire action is the nades, right? I didn't think we got to see a very, very good display of the nades from Map 1 and Map 2. And I hope that that is one part of this journey that we get to see a lot more, at least that aspect of it. Bella Gaming for now on the lead, but Thunday Gamer and Moonlight Esports are very close behind, right? So that podium position is going to be heavily contested now, and we're heading over towards Kalahari, where it could be the game changer. You hope that there might be a fourth name that could be thrown into that basket.
Let's see who is going to be the one who jumps into as a fourth team into the basket. But for now, highest resource zone is totally under control of Team Kurkuri, and Stonebridge is controlled under Team Lava. Team Lava being one of the team most reputed one, the oldest one, coming in from the name of Sunita for sure. But they are only with 2 pointers right now. I really hope if this map is a game changer as always, I would want to see Team Lava bringing some change for themselves as well. But Team Royal Gurkha Brotherhood team, one of the most dominant team today. It is 4 versus 4 happening right now, and loot is not yet complete, OG, so it is going to be very difficult to pick up immediately crash landing fight.
Yeah, you talked about a big name. Another big name that I'm hoping to see something out of is T2K, right? They've been playing on a couple of big stages for the past few months, and this could be right up their alley to grab a nice couple of Ws. For now, though, this fight, it's going to be at a small stalemate, but neither side is going to be at any problems whatsoever, because, again, there's that revival point, and for now, it's in the control of Rahul Gamers. So Rahul Gamers could afford to take that aggressive stance, and I think that they're going to be the party that's at least going to be a little more enticed to initiate this fight, because there's going to be a little lesser risk involved. Rather than that, they're opting to maybe rotate out of that position because they've given up control of that respawn beacon. So they're not going to guard it heavily. They might look to rotate out and take a fight elsewhere. And towards the other side, Team Lava might be stepping in to what seems like quicksand, because their hopes for having that man advantage could be sinking, and it seems like NFC have managed to find them off guard. The close range battle inside the bubble, and it's going to be Maniac who wins it out.
One frag confirmed. It is first blood within first 3 minutes on the map of Kalahari, and NFC, the team who is successfully able to revive the teammates very immediately. And how nicely the players are trying to locate one best of the compounds near to the revival point, so that just in case if they are losing any of the players, all they got to do is just immediately revive their teammate. Again, go for 4-man roster up standing and running. Sunita reviving Sandeep right now, or from Team Lava. So holding a revival point is also one of the key factors, and these players or maybe these teams are able to do that flawlessly.
I feel like, what Cripps said, when the meta develops, we're gonna have like very, very staple designated hot zones for dropping, right, where we get to see a lot of early fighting. That's what I'm looking forward to. Maybe that's something we get to witness, maybe in the second rotation or maybe even in day 2. But everybody's scattered for now. We're not going to get to see anything except for in the northern front, where T2K, a team that I was looking forward to, might get a duke it off against Bella Gaming. This could be what stops that double to become a hat-trick. For now, though, Bella Gaming, the team that opens fire first, and they're trying to deter this fight. At least they have the high ground, so they have the advantage. Even if they don't want to deter it, they could go in it with full force. Oop. Risky.
Is it going to be with full force? Definitely with Bike. They are trying to push in against Team Bella, and I really don't know. He manages to survive that car blast and is able to take down Bella. Skylar ability being deployed here. Team support also pops in immediately. It is a 1v2 affair already. Going for the triple. Is it going to be a dead end for Team Bella Gamer? The team
It is
triple double, and it is. As you said, the game-changing map is again playing its vital role here, putting a shutdown, not getting the triple for sure, but double Booyah nicely earned. And this time, last player was not able to survive, so now there's no room of opportunity where Bella Gaming might bounce back anytime soon.
Yeah, the best part of it was T2K. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going. It's about time that we see them wake up, right? When the throne's empty, they might be the ones who fancy it. Although this early rotation to his refinery, it was AYT who set foot here from a while ago. It's only now that Thunder Gamer have rotated into one of those platforms where they have a little bit of cover cool, but they're in that good window where they might be able to catch another couple of teams off guard with them having that high ground there. And T2K are going to be enjoying that battlefield where they did take that W, but they also need to plan their way in post that. And KKR have been another team on the rise, right? They've been looking pretty decent themselves. What do you fancy as their chances?
Team T2K is one of the oldest team, not very oldest, but yeah, one of the renowned teams. So if they are able to take down the team to get the double Booyah, but still they have got tough competitors like Team BM. They have got tough competitors like Team Brotherhood. Talking about BM, they're already on our screen. They are playing with a split of 50-50, safe for now. And once again, they are also spotted near to the revival point. And talking about Team Moonlight here, all 4 players looking in Team NFC after getting one frag. It is Maniac who gets the opening frag on the map of Kalahari, but they do look content with it. They don't want to go overboard, risk themselves of getting eliminated, because they had a hard time trying to go with aggressive push on the map of Bermuda. Whereas for now, it is going to be Team T2K against Team Brotherhood, and Team Moonlight is also paving the way. And Unish has different plans, trying to climb up against an entire squad and already losing a lot of HP.
Yeah, he's put in a tough spot, needs his team to try and rotate around, although his team are in the low ground, so it's going to be very, very hard for them to find anything out of this. Oh, that was the opening. If they were able to catch Superman in transition, and they do that brilliantly. They take vengeance. Charlie is down, and I think he's end up in the dump as he gets taken down. Revive, not that close by, and even if he does get revived, there's another team right around the horizon, right? The possibility of a reset, even though tempting, I think it might be a deterrent, although they do go for it.
Let's go for it. Team Kufri is also going ahead. Team Royal Gurkha, they are all split apart, and I really don't understand. Yeah, reviving is going to be a key factor without a doubt, OG. But going so split that you are not able to support your teammate on the risk of trying to first giving a priority. Even if you lose one player, all you are surviving the last man, reviving your teammates, and that is causing a con as well, which is not being able to give team support exactly as usual the other teams did give before the revival was coming in. But talking about Team KKR, they were able to get one frag and are again chasing for the center of the circle near to the confinement area, which is near to the revival zone. Player is revived. Team Brotherhood again strong, 4-player within the circle, and are already trying to get a good picture of the opponents about from where to initiate the battles.
Yeah, the zone closing in towards refinery, as it's always been, right? It forces a lot of rotations and maybe 2 fights on 2 fronts. Now, while rotating in, teams like T2K, maybe even BM might get in a skirmish against ML. On the other side, near the south side of Bayfront, Brotherhood alongside KKR now. KKR, this has been brewing for a little time, and finally it's come to a bottleneck, and it's gonna erupt. The fight does start off without either side taking a casualty. It's only position that's been gained by either so far. KKR, though, in a little bit more of harm's way. It could be the fact that they're disjointed that puts them at this risk, and that glue wall is going to buy a little bit of space. Although KKR they're the ones who now need to recompose themselves and rendezvous for this attack. Because with the split approach, sometimes getting thirsted could be the worst outcome, especially when your team is not in control of that respawn beacon.
They are not. They are not in control, sure, but they can go for the rotation where they can get the control. But will they be allowed? Because they are totally being gate kept here. Team Brotherhood this time they're going as slow as possible. They are wanting to close on the map of Kalahari with Booyah, and everything is not going as they are planning to, and a lot of charge busters being used here. But before the shots could have been connected, team support hops in immediately. The player is down on the knees, and on the course, team BM B-Show is totally decimated. 10 teams still surviving, and here comes the attack from Sangam, and they are able to again put shit down there to their opponent team, which is Kurkuri for now. Brotherhood join in later into the battle, but I think it's fine even if you join in a little later, once you know that you are going to be the victors for this particular battle, because war is yet to be won, and the war is about the Booyah.
It's about the Booyah. It's also about this being a 6-map affair, right? So long run, that's what they need to be thinking of. A response out. And this is just perfect timing for NFC to have that high ground. They have the possibility to snipe T2K out in the open. They've been caught by BH. They've realized that fact though, but are in good position. They have 2 men to lead that front, and this could be that tactical push because CR7's kind of isolated from his team. He's the one all alone. Meanwhile, his team is on that high ground near that cliff by that sniper tower. So CR7, it's on him to hold that line and make sure that his team is having enough space to buy support.
They need to have that support, and will they be allowed? Team T2K, they are quite far away, but yet they do know exact information about where the opponents are. Circle is centralizing towards Refinery, where Team Ayush YT has already got an entire control here, and I think this is a good control. This is a good plan because Refinery has got an advantage of height, advantage of verticality being involved, and if you have snipers in this sort of a centralized circle advantage, you can get as many frags as possible. But Team T2K has got some other plans as well. They've got 9 frags, and side finisher attempt is coming in, and he's missing each and every slicing opportunity. Grenade will also come in action. It is going to be T-Bo trying to get a player down. Charge buster successfully gets the finisher, and that was too aggressive to go. You cannot go ahead 1v3 with only a scythe attempt.
They're trying to rip those blue walls apart. They want to finish the job that they started. And this is just T2K on an absolute roll. 10 kills so far. Mind you, 9 squads are still up, Tanya. This is T2K just feasting on what's left of the server. Yet another kill. As they add 1 more to the tally, they have a little bit of real estate, but they still have to rotate in, Tanya. They're not inside the zone. They'll try to thirst what's left of BH, and as they make their way inside the circle, then comes the part where it's uncertain, right? That's where T2K really need to adapt and overcome.
And T2K is already adapting to the situations very nicely. 11 frags with no loss of player, entered the circle, has got a perfect room of opportunity to gatekeep one team. Tanjiro is the man whom they are going to hunt down towards elimination, but Tanjiro is also trying to survive, is trying to race away, down from the vehicle using Chrono, spamming lots of blue walls, did not work furthermore. It is going to be Unish who's going to take down Tanjiro. 12 frags already. I do think they're going to break the records created by Tonde Gamer, who had a total of 15 frags, because still 9 teams are surviving here, and the players are still being respawned, still being revived. So they do stand a room of opportunity where they turn themselves into the highest fragger for the tournament, at least for the day.
This is the moment though that teams like AYT, who have been stationed at Refinery from the very beginning, have been waiting for, right? This is their opportunity now to get their hands in the cookie jar and find a couple of points for themselves. They're not being able to find that connection though. They have the high ground, nades aplenty, which is going to be very, very advantageous in a position like this. They froze out that Chrono, and NN are all the way towards that low ground. A lot of possibilities now for third parties to shark in on this action as the school of fish arrive.
Having the control is one thing, and trying to get attacked from all different angles is also going to be very tough to maintain or to retain the control that they have acquired. They are able to get some knocks, but not being able to confirm. Talking about confirmation, Dragog, as always, will not delay the confirmation whatsoever. 3 frags coming in from them, and still they are within the circle, going for the charge buster shot once again. Blue Walls will not allow that sort of a shot where the attempt was given. But on the course, Lure will make Rohit take the same medicine which Dragog is attempting to deliver every once in a while. And Broken is also falling down to death again and is also eliminated once again. Side elimination attempt. And finally, we get to see that.
I miss the nades, I miss the scythe, I miss the shotgun. We're getting everything, Tanya. What a feast. What a treat. And EYT, the team that was laid foot the earliest in Refinery, now half its team down the drain. This is a heartbreak. This is not what Abhishek YT had in mind.
This is the last thing that they would have expected, getting diced right in front of the charge buster, which is shotgun, very easy to use in close range. And Superman is also falling to death. I really don't understand what is falling to death coming in from every different teams and players. One from Moonlight, one from Tone Day Gamer. They are trying to go ahead, getting the advantage of height, and unfortunately they are falling into some sort of disadvantage, into the well of death. One frag from Team Lava. Sunita Jam on the knees. Wilson be able to claim with the Groza spray. Delivered a little bit of damage, but it is never going to be sufficient enough. But they did buy some time to revive Sunita once again. 4 players intact, 1 frag confirmed, and Lure has taken himself down with a landmine. It is a total chaos, and as we mentioned, a lot of unimaginable action coming in.
How are T2K still having their member up? This is so outrageous. They're still surviving by the skin of their teeth, and now they have Team Lava on the back foot. This could be more points for them to feast on as they now commit the rotation. This leaves them, however, a little more vulnerable as they are split in their approach. And Team Lava are trying to strike from wherever they find a gap to. Ooh, that was so neck to neck. He just leaped into that with absolute commitment and perseverance. Although T2K, now with their back turn, it's AYT's turn to strike and feast. This is their high ground that they rule, and they've been waiting for this ever since the game started. They have the opportunity. Raja gonna rotate over to the other side of that high ground, and this is T2K being boxed in. A lot of teams in that low ground surviving still, Tanya, so they can play a little more for placement, although placement is something that has become so devalued these days.
I really don't know how players are going to play. Circle is playing very crucial. Once again, vending machine is going to be within the circle. Are we going to see last moment revivals coming in? Team Lava with total of 5 frags. The team which has had to bring this game changer into the map of Kalahari, they were stuck to total of 2 points only. Now it is going to be mix of all battles. 16, 9 players. Supreme will be able to confirm the T player from Team Moonlight and Ayush on the lower grounds. Ayush on the upper grounds though, and it is going to be Supreme. It is T2K now getting eliminated. 5 teams, 6 players, and we going down to zone, and NFC put to shut down.
High ground, and it should be an easy victory. Although Ayush, no, it was the rat play. It was. I'm pretty sure it was either NN or Ayush's team. Didn't we see Ayush die at the end? How chaotic was that?
It was all about Zone playing it bad. Supreme was able to survive little extra few seconds, OG, because Zone was playing its better game compared to what players were trying to deliver. There's nothing that the players could have done. It was all about the verticality being involved, and also the places where you could not enter within the circle immediately. The dish was blocking the site entry, the circle entry to be precise, and I think they were just holding on to whatever the fate holds for them. They were trying to survive for a few extra seconds, and they also ran out for with the health kits, and that is what exactly they were not able to go ahead play that heal battle situation. The players left with the maximum amount of HP wins the Booyah on the map of Kalahari. But something good happened is we got to see a new name on the Booyah board, and for now it is going to be Ayush YT.
Dude, the last... I can't imagine what the comms would be like in that heal battle, because there was a rat all the way up in that satellite position who was not taking part of any of that fight whatsoever. And Tanya, with how this meta has firmly changed, this placement points, it's not worth as much, but it's something at least you have in the bag, right? You get a little more to work with, and then you have a little more margin to play with when it comes to the result at the end of the day. And mind you, this is a 2-day extravaganza, so all the work that you're going to put in today, it's going to translate with you getting a little more of a lead and a little more of an edge tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So you need to make sure, even if it is possible that you are going to get eliminated in position 3 or 4, try to level up. Each point is going to get counted, but now these players are counting on frags. Scythe finisher racing in front of 2 opponents and also successfully getting one scythe finisher. 2 players falling to death, 1 player taking himself down with the landmine. Map of Kalahari was nothing but an entire chaotic map happening, where the players are also again trying to build a line, at least how to continue in the map of Kalahari, because there was nothing that was functioning well. Getting an advantage of height, but then falling to death, trying to create a defense system with the landmine being placed, and then walking past through it and getting taken down. OG, this was entirely the map that I was not predicting to see. So we are going to continue with the same dialogue. Kalahari will still remain the most unpredictable map out of all 3.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see the replays, because there was some very crucial revives that came in as well, right? The respawn, it was a little more chaotic than we expected, because a lot of verticality was in play. I assumed with the way Kalahari has that topography where there's less cover, it's going to be very, very hard to get respawns off. But in a couple of instances, they managed to make it stick. In a couple, though, it was a very, very unfortunate situations that these players found themselves in, maybe landing in between 2 squads. Like, a lot of crazy action that we did get to witness. And this new meta, okay, it might be chaotic, but at least now we have so much action. I'm loving it, but it's going to be hard to keep up with pace.
You are being devilish. You are loving it. Same players being toasted, roasted, and taken down and eliminated. You are enjoying that devil play, but what can we do? The players are ready. They are also getting the respawn point. They are also able to revive for a little extra few seconds. And Supreme did have the advantage of height, was able to hold on to a position where no one could have caught him. And I think this is exactly what played the best of the roles for him, to take away the Booyah. And Supreme will also not only win the Booyah for his team, but also be the MVP with a total of 3 frags, and it is almost 3,000 points of damage. So this for damage and kill is unmatchable. He has been a little extra assistive as well for his team.
I think in the last map it was 2,200, 2,300. Yeah, the ante has just been upped, and it is gonna be maybe a new trend that we're gonna get to see. I hope that in our next map we're gonna get to see a little more action, a little more damage. This Chrono is not gonna phase out whatsoever. Yeah, like you said, Chrono is become, I think, a very, very essential part of Free Fire ever since it released, right? So I don't think with such an essential skill that they brought out, it can ever be phased out.
Chrono is never going to be phased out because it is more of a defensive way to play. The players want to make sure that they defend their players, they defend themselves, and even if they are the last man standing, they are able to revive their teammates. Team Abhishek YT initiating the very first blood of the tournament of Nepal Invitational 2022 finally bags away the Booyah on the map of Kalahari with 7 kill points, and we can call it a essential heal battle, because yeah, we did not see any medkits coming into the action, but you had to fight it out with the HP remaining. 19 points in all. Team Train to Kill could not beat up to the score which Team Brotherhood created, and they are still going to be the highest fraggers into the map of Kalahari with 13 frags, 1 point away from Abhishek YT. Team Lava spotted in top 3. That is something unique, that is something great. And look at Team Bella Gaming, the team to watch out for an hat-trick, went away with 0 points.
More importantly, I also feel like, T2K, with the way they played, they snatched away points from other teams as well, right? The only team to have double digits in terms of kill, and the only thing closest to that is 7 that's tied between 2 teams. For now, though, Moonlight Esports on the lead. The second position going to Abhishek YT. I assume that with the performance that Bella Gaming had, they'd at least be in 3rd place, but they've been beaten and edged out by Tonde Gamer. This is surprising situation to say the least.
Moonlight gradually climbing and have climbed with 3 points of lead. OG, the team to not take away any Booyah, the team to not take away massive frags, or we call it highest frag, and the team to get the number 1 position out of all 3 matches. So Moonlight maybe not be into the spotlight, but they are going to get into spotlight after the number 1 position on the leaderboard. My eyes will stick to them, and as I and Crips are talking about Kenshu coming in from Moonlight, are they going to turn themselves? So is Kenshu out of the pyramids now is going to be questioned, because the way they are performing, it is commendable.
Yeah, and do let us know who you support with your hashtag, whoever, either your team or your player down below. And again, we have Bermuda, right? New rotation. It's going to be a new start for some of these teams. We've already seen what Bella Gaming dominance looks like. We've seen another new name up on that Booyah board. Is this time for yet another name? Who do you think has, let's say, that dark horse energy behind them? Because TTK has already proven, right? What could be a very good and unbeatable streak can easily be turned around if the situation doesn't favor you. And in that situation, Bella Gaming, I don't think we're really aware. Although that incident with taking that motorbike all behind enemy lines and then getting blown to bits, not the ideal way to go down.
Let's be honest, I mean, it was something least expected coming in from Team Bella Gaming. 1 player taking down total of 3 players immediately, and that too walking right past through them with a long, loud noises of the vehicle. And if they are able to get this open frags, vandalism right in the open, I think, I don't know what else does Team Train to Kill have, but we do have the 4th match for the day, which is going to be Bermuda. It is day 1 for Nepal Invitational 2022 Moonlight Esports on number 1 position and flight path being diagonal, running all the way from Clock Tower towards Riverside. So the spread out should not be the cause of concern according to me, OG, but what concerns you the most here?
What concerns me the most? I don't know, maybe a team like Moonlight or Abhishek able to bag another 15-pointer, 20-pointer game. I'm not even sure what we should consider the standard anymore, considering some of these players and their exceptional skill. Although, might have some early action, because we have a lot of teams that might collide with where they choose to take the fight. You have RG close to ML and close to Mill. There's going to be a plethora of fights towards this northern region.
For now, Mill will be the spot where once again Team Lava is going to risk themselves, land themselves, talking about Team Nepal, and this is the exact deja vu situation that did happen, where they made a move all the way from Riverside towards the Mill, and they were able to take down the players. But here this time, Sannyasi is trying to go ahead, pick up a duel. It is 1v2 with only barely 13 HP remaining. And how long will he survive? Ruru will be able to take down one, and he will be taken down immediately. No confirmations yet on either of the sides, but ultimately they are going to force it with the Sparse. Now this is one of the weapons which we least spot anywhere being used, but it was a crash land fight. What else do you expect, OG? This is exactly what we call, you have to keep on practicing with each and every weaponry is available. You have to make sure you are able to play with any weapons available, and now vending machines are very nearby, but do they have that sort of token to go ahead revive the teammate? I don't know what they have, but Royal Gurkha have got one now.
Yeah, here's the thing, the RG are so spread. And so are ML in that fashion, right? Look at the north. You have Sudhir and Maximus on their fight of their own, and the rest of their team involved in the skirmish. The fact that RG got this early knock now is so much of a trump card, because with the way ML have been playing, they need to commit rotations if they need to save their teammates, which not going to be the possibility. RG, they get the thirst, they get the first point on the board.
How many ever so points of frags coming in, OG? 12 teams still remain intact. They are fighting for best of the loots. They both decided to land on the highest resource loot zone. Moonlight, the team who is on number 1 position, cannot afford to get eliminated, but Team Brotherhood is also trying to use the zipline push against the opponents and are again trying to crush Team Lava here.
This high ground, though, BH, they have the advantage. Sunita, the only real trump card that Lava had hasn't panned out. I think you just cut your losses here, fall back, and not lose many more players. Because sure, you'll be able to revive them, but you also need to start getting back what you lost in terms of whatever loot you had, whatever heals you had, especially the ability to fight back with the heals. That's very crucial, because we've found that the survival game to some extent is going to be important in between these fights, and TL just having the worst of luck. Team Lava, they seem to drown in it, and they're hoping that the last remaining member does not get thirsted. If I'm not mistaken, that's Abhay, who's already been spotted. Team Lava are the first team to get eliminated in the second rotation, and quick to follow suit. On the other side, ML have continued this fight of their own. RG, this was like a big turnaround, right? RG had that high ground when they had this position. Now look at Sudhir all the way on top of that train with the sniper. It's going to be hard for RG to now reposition.
Repositioning is definitely the cause of concern, but the players are also very sneaky sometimes. They tend to just either move away towards the place where they can revive their teammates. For now, Nepal doesn't require that. They are being gate kept. All they need is get the circle entry, and they have successfully managed to enter the circle. Launchpad is also coming to action. The team to take away the Booyah this time. They are using Launchpad to reach observatory instead of landing there, or are they moving out? We are going to witness that real soon, but before that, again, we have got other team to watch out for, and the revival is also coming in handy on the grounds of Mars Electric. The players are being respawned. The players are again joining back the squad, and talking about circle, totally it is totally easternized, and the circle, this sort of a circle is again going to negate the Sentosa Island. I don't know what anger does circle possess today towards the southern island. It is not even a single circle where southern island is inclusive of the circle.
Oh, you're waiting for the southern island love, eh? I think that's something that you need to wait for day 2 now. Could be a lot of action though towards the northern region. I think that should have your books covered, right? RG and AYT gonna take it head to head, and AYT, they're certainly looking to continue their strong showing in the second rotation. Although that fight, it might just take a couple more seconds. This could be the jump. Maximus, he's trying to be as concealed as humanly possible, but wasn't able to pull the trigger in the nick of time. And this is just the last ditch effort. The McLaren up in flames, and this is just one disappointing finish. Could have been so much more. They don't end up doing even a score of damage to BHU. Now are marching their way back towards the circle. This northern part encompasses what, a good 4 or 5 teams that are gonna duke it out, and the southern part has Bella Gaming alongside TIE. So we're gonna have a lot of interesting battles as this emerges. It's gonna be the north side to maybe shed blood first though.
The bloodshed is going to happen, and it is going to be Kazi who might lose a lot of blood here. It is a 1v4 situation, and that too against team like Brotherhood. How long will he survive? He's trying to race for his life, and he is also able to at least run out of a view for a while, and he is reaching out for the revival point. And will he be allowed is going to be one of the key questions as always. And once again, the players are able to spot. It is Aizen for now who was able to spot enemies, but no damage is delivered no matter what. Bella Game this time once again continuing with what they started with, trying to go safe until the final circle, and it is exact opponents against them. Team T2K, the team, one solo player with the bike was able to take down an entire 3-man roster down on the knees, except for one player was taken down by other player of Team T2K. Once again, it is going to be the fight between the same teams. Let's see who survives whom. On the course, the team on the bottom of the leaderboard, Team BM, has also got one track to work out with, and Skylar will be used, and immediately Kapil will take down Smokey, and there's no... Oh! Did we witness Charlie taking away, stealing away the kill point?
Third party. I'm not sure what that member from Battle Gaming was doing there, just running circles around the coconut tree. A hard rotation now, as regardless which side they go, they're gonna encounter resistance. It's just the fact that whom do they want to fight, or even if they can fight for that fact. Because they're inside the circle. They can't stay put, Tanya. They don't need to commence rotations. And T2K, it's wholly upon them. Do they want to finish off the job they started, or do they themselves hold position? Nah, they're going to push, and Bella Gaming's real estate is slowly going to be encroached upon.
Bella Gaming, they are totally choked. On the other side, it is all water. They cannot swim through it, and this is exactly where the team T2K is going to pick up the advantage of. But here, Team Nepal is also going to make an entry. Chardy down on the knees. Will he be revived? And the other team support is going to pop in. And look at the party. We can spot total of 4 teams. Bella Gamer is also trying to push in. It is going to be Lakha trying to just take the entry, get the entry frag, and they are able to push players down on the knees. Shibo will be down as well. There are lots of players knocked down, no confirmations, at least not yet. On the other side, Team Tonte Gamer is picking up fights against Team B Show. We are going to talk about that a little later, but talking about Charlie here, choked between the glue wall. And once again, Team T2K wins the duel against Team Bella Gamer. 2-time Booyah baggers taken down by Team T2K twice. I don't know if that is it is a surprise or it was done it intentionally, but something Team T2K they have something to prove, and I think they want to be the highest fraggers, and they want to prove the kill feed that we are dominant enough to take down the Booyah baggers.
Back to back. Like they bagged the Booyah, they got bagged as well. Not the way that you'd like to show face, although KKR are going to be backstabbed. Tanya, this is a disaster. And then, perfect timing, and they find the knock. It is very hard for them to fight from the split front. The nades need to do the difference here. That's the only way they fight back, although that's being used against them. And this should be a clean sweep for NN as they emerge from the back and now emerge victorious.
Emerged totally victorious. 4 frags, no loss of players, and they are also on the way trying to grab as many frags as possible, are able to take down one more frag. Let's see what more in their pockets to show us. They are within the circle, they have got vehicles near them, and on the course we did see that Tonte Gamer is still continuing the fights against Team B Show. First frag was taken long back, second now. They do have total of 3 frags to work out with, but only 2 players remaining. They are the highest fraggers by far. They've got 15 frags in the map of Purgatory. Nobody to break the records. But let's see if they are going to survive furthermore, because last man standing is also the ray of hope to again put the sport to 4-man roster alive and kicking. So the room of opportunity now never dies. I like how everything has changed into a better version. Everything depends upon hope. If one player is surviving, the hope is on for Booyah.
Yeah, Charlie, he finds frags the other direction. And if I'm not mistaken, a revive came in as well. Couple players going to be re-entering the server and are going to be happy for now. AYT have joined in from the back. And on the other end, BM, I think what's left of their squad, that should have been the person getting revived. And it's put them in an uncomfortable position by no stretch of the margin. They are in a disadvantage. And AYT, they found the knock with the nade, something that is very unfortunate because NN essentially are getting a taste of their own medicine.
They are tasting their very own medicine, and they have been delivering these products since way long. This medical products, they need to know what they were delivering since way too long. And talking about Ayush YT, they have also successfully managed to get 1 knock for the team, and let's see if they are going to force a few other knocks on the course. And yes, as soon as I say that, they are able to get those knocks. No confirmations yet, and Rohit will be taken down here, and that is exactly where the players are going to push in from Nepal. Abaddon will not delay the confirmation. They have 7 frags to work out with, but Nepal is going to be put to shut down. The fight doesn't end here, no doubt. Team B Show is going to be put to shut down, but the fight is still going to continue. 9 frags, 3 players. They are going to go for respawning the teammate. KKR also left with 3 players alive. And look at the freeze bomb. They know exactly where Regen is, and that is how they are trying to force him away and successfully getting the knock.
Regen. It's got to be Regen right now, considering the way he went down. Barely got the opportunity to even fight back. T2K still Healthy still in a very good position now inside the circle, grabbing very good real estate, just in beckoning meters to that respawn beacon as well. This is very prime real estate that T2K have found themselves in, right? Now they have the opportunity to just push the pedal to absolute overdrive. This is just gonna be them sitting on the back seat, and Anish has a very nice position on top of this roof. He can take a lot of pop shots. As long as he's able to confirm his kills, it's good. Isn't there another player on the roof? Or am I just seeing things?
There were total of 2 players, but right now we are seeing only 1 player who's down on the knees. Rabin has spotted, taken down. Charlie left with barely any HP. How long will he survive? And look at Dragog. He is also trying to get a little bit of a vending machine advantage and then trying to move away. He is recalling his teammates. I'm very sure about it. And what else are we sure about? His team T2K surviving as a squad, trying to reach double digit and shall be able to with the final finisher towards Raja. And will Raja be taken down in the end? Chibo will be the man to put shutdown to Raja here. 4 teams, 9 players. Booyah looks quite far away, and vending machine will still be a part of a circle, OG. And I think circle is the best player today for the day. It is ending up every single time near where the vending machines are to revive the teammates. 10 fracks for team T2K.
Look at Rohit. How has he snuck past team T2K? Meanwhile, the other rat, that's Punit, is just trying to survive, hiding behind tree lines. At this opportunity, Supreme doesn't even mind going down. If he starts the fight and gives a little bit more of a safety net for his other teammate who's playing from inside the compound to then place a little better, this might be worth it in the grander scheme of things if he ends up losing his life.
Might end up losing his life or might go ahead with the heal battle. Supreme has done it once. Can he do it twice? Let's see if the luck works out every single time or no. He's trying to retaliate on the course. It is going to be MJX Thar taking down Chibo. Chibo will be confirmed as well. T2K Sassoon is able to knock Supreme. Revival is... I don't think there stands any chance. He was way too far away from other teammates. And talking about Kurkure, last man standing, Rohit is also trying to reach out to Supreme, but there's nothing that could have been done in this case of scenario. 12 frags already. Ayush Whitey will be eliminated by Charlie finally. And 3 teams, 7 players, and T2K still looking the strongest amongst of all.
Yeah, the revive was just given. Chibo is back up and running. T2K, very, very good positions. Very, very nice line of sights. Now they know the play. They've read it like a book. Punit is just chilling. Punit doesn't want to do any bit of this nonsense. In fact, he gets Charlie. Nice bait. This could be the changer. Oh no, he doesn't have the jump. And it's a third. It's a steal. It's a steal. MGX managed to grab that back. Chibo, he's in a position to get revived, sure, but this is a very, very risky push that they have to commit your TDR. They stand no chance if the circle is to take them down. They'd rather go down fighting. They try their very best, but T2K's positioning is just far too advantageous for that final circle, as they've been set up for it from the very beginning. And a very, very well-timed Booyah. From them being snatched that Booyah on the previous occasion, they now make up for it and they have a lot of points to show as well.
They take down repeatedly Team Bella Gaming, the only team to take back total of 2 Booyahs. They are able to put shutdown against Team Ayush Whitey. I think Team T2K, trained to kill, are finally living by the name. They are killing any opponents coming all their way. But also with that, they are surviving as a squad. No matter, they do have to give those respawns repeatedly. Each and every team is doing so. But until the end, surviving as a squad, I think that is exactly the functionality required from each and every squad to win away the Booyah. Right now, Booyah strongly won, firmly won, because when the Booyah points is a little lesser to what kill points are totally accrued, I think Team T2K has done fairly good to climb up into top 6.
Yeah, and I'm a little scared right now for a team like Bella Gaming, right? They've won 2 Booyahs back-to-back, but even with that kind of a performance, they placed 4th before the start of this map. And now, considering that performance, I feel like they've left themselves in a clawing distance for multiple other teams to then take their spot. this top 3 positions were already so sweaty. Now I think like the top 5 by the end of today, maybe even the top 6 could be in the deficit of maybe even 10 points, Tanya, and that is just amazing. If this is the meta shift that we're gonna get in the Free Fire universe, and you know, if it leads to a scoreboard like this where so many close positions can be differentiated by maybe 1 or 2 points, now that is the highlight Free Fire action that we are just waiting to see.
Absolutely. The competition is getting toughest with every single passing resurrection. And the players getting revived are coming with a motive, because when you just immediately go for the landing, you don't have a motive. You have all motive you have is grab some loot, get a good drop point, and survive until the end. But now once you are eliminated by one of the team, you've got a motive to exactly take revenge, because there stands a possibility to not force themselves until the next Bermuda map coming in, or until any next map coming in. Now all they can do is ask for help from any of the teammates and then take the revenge immediately, and that has been happening today itself. So I think it is very interesting to watch the storylines those are being created, particularly from Team Brotherhood taken down by Team B Show, and then immediately getting resurrected and putting shutdown to them, surviving until the end. Yeah, they were not able to bag a Booyah. That's fine, because that is exactly what Team Moonlight has been doing, not coming into the spotlight yet retaining #1 position. But I think now the way Team T2K has performed, everything is going to shuffle up in leaderboard.
I saw a lot of the teams towards the midfield grab squad wipes, these small steals that we did get a witness throughout the game. So I'm interested to see how this midfield battle will soon start to shape up. T2K, good job on redemption. AYT, I'd say they're a team that could do better. BH as well, they have some expectation walking in, right? And I'm pretty sure, at least for me, my expectation is a Booyah. Although NN, a team that did find very fortunate timing, especially in this fight. This was just very fortunate in their path of rotation, because they found where KKR were completely engaged to the front lines and the fight that was happening ahead of them, that they completely forgot that they had people crawling up behind them. This is just classic getting outpaced by the action.
You need to make sure who is on the back as well. You need to keep a watch about not being backstabbed. But what we have is Team T2K being the key player for Team T2K. Charlie being the key player with total of 5 frags and 2108 worth of damage. A well-played match, a well-played survival instincts, and I think total of 14 frags, out of which 5 coming in from Charlie itself. He has done 30% of all the kills taken from Team T2K, and he deserves to be the key player. He deserves to be the MVP. But I also like the way Team T2K not performing so well into the very first or 2 matches and now showing its true colors. I think the first 2 matches were the settling period for the team about how to play, what not to play, and now they have realized about how everything should be done. And this is the man who is willing to go ahead with an aggressive style of active ability, which is Skylar ability instead of Chrono, who defends a little bit defensive to be precise. So Charlie has been the aggressive one. He has been successfully gaining the highest frags. But who is going to be on #1 position? It is going to be Tonde Gamer with total of 60 points and 1 point away for Abhishek Whitey. If at all the last man standing would have survived a little extra, the scenario would have been entirely different. And look at Train to Kill. I said top 5. They are already in top 3.
But look at this as well, Tanya. The deficit now from position 1 to position 4, a deficit of 10 points. Then from there on out, 40, 38, 37, 35. This is gonna be a sweaty affair, and boy, oh boy, am I gonna be ready for such action. T2K, they're leading the charts in the game standings, cool, but this is about consistency, right? Tonde Gamer, they found a way to edge that consistency out. Even though they might not have won a Booyah, they found a way to be very relevant. This is for sure a lot of teams trying to adapt for that meta change that's happened, right? And you can adapt only on the back of tournaments like this and only on the back of performances like this. Now I think that coming into this last segment of the day, and more importantly, tomorrow in day 2, a lot of these teams like Thunder Gamer, like T2K, are going to have a price on their back, and a lot of teams have this VOD now to go through and see how teams have been a little more innovative and have changed a little more on the fly considering this change.
Yeah, considering this change, the performances have been way beyond my expectations. The players have been showing the way one player surviving, reviving all the teammates, and that team taking away the Booyah. I think everything is working just about right. It is the time to take a short break. So viewers, stick here and keep on hashtagging your favorite team and player. We are going to see you on the other side.
Father!
Hayato. Come here, boy. You want to draw that blade on me?
Didn't you always want to defeat me? Have it your way, Hayato.
The board meeting for the newest product evaluation will commence in 30 minutes. Please proceed to the laboratory.
How is your father doing?
Thanks to the advanced medical care you so kindly provided, he is stable.
We do hope he can swing that blade of his again, and soon.
Thank you, sir.
All Yagami men favor blades. I even heard blade smithing had been their family tradition.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fire Nepal Invitational. My name is Crips, and with me is OG. We're going to be your hosts for the last two games of the day. Woo! What a exciting mid-segment of the day, isn't it, OG? I mean, finally, somebody other than Bella Gaming is able to win the Booyahs.
Yeah, and the way it happened was a little more climactic than I could have even imagined, because with the way Bella Gaming just fell from grace and their position in the leaderboard completely put to a halt, it's changed the tempo and the pace of the entire invitational so far. We've had a very, very contentious top 4 positions, and the midfield seems to be sweatier than ever, with the following 5 teams being in a very, very close touching distance of one another. And these last 2 games, this is gonna be a hectic one, Crips.
Oh, hectic is like the most underwhelming adjective that I could use for a game like this. The ups and downs, the roller coaster journeys that these teams have been through and what they experienced during the match is something that we'll probably never be able to comprehend unless we are in their shoes. But then again, going from top to bottom to top, Tonde Gamer has been consistent except for like in the second game, maybe at the max. But they have so many points, even though they don't have a single win. Even Bella Gaming, for that matter, having taken 2 wins in the first 2 games of the day, I would have expected that they would be higher on the leaderboard. But hey, at least they're in the top 5, so things are not that bad. I just hope they can find their form again.
11 kills, 10 kills, 9 kills. Sometimes you remember back in the day when we used to expect teams to have like these many kills alongside their placements. Yeah, that story has changed. And we've found a lot of defined roles now, right? We've found a defined rat, we've found a defined entry. In fact, the bomb rushes with the bikes have been something that has been very prevalent today, but we've seen that turntables on so many funny and multiple occasions that it's become a questionable strategy, to say the least. And heading into these last 2 games, we've already seen the trend from how the first rotation would have looked like. So I'm expecting at least Purgatory to be snipe heaven for a lot of these teams, because when we saw things at Kalahari, it was a little more defined with how players were able to be recalled to battle and it being a little more favorable for them to reset before they then take arms. And this is the map where it's a little more up in the air, especially with this early battles, right? That's what I'm looking forward to, man. What about you?
I'm looking forward to seeing how many more people get spawn camp today. Yep, spawn camping. A term that I have used in several games but never in a battle royale. But here we are.
Salt. The salt
at its finest. In its pure, most unadulterated form. Yeah, that's what it is.
I think you talked about salt in its purest and most unadulterated forms, right? Back in the day, when you used to win a team fight, you used to see teams, you know, if there's a last member, they might just let him go in the favor of, you know, not giving position away and not giving your another body away. But right now, we see teams who are willing to take that risk. And that opens up so many opportunities that just makes the game a little more spicier. One more aspect of that thing that we got to see is a lot more chaotic hot drops early on in the maps, which is something that I'm thinking is going to continue. Brasilia should be the first point of interest, although the southern islands are to some extent very well habitated.
Surprisingly very populated. We have Bishog MGR in Central, then Fire Brigade is occupied by Moonlight. Ayush has occupied Lumbermill and the surrounding regions. In fact, he's even sent one of his members Supreme towards campsite. Brasilia, though, is going to be the home to Team Lava and Tonde Gamer, none of which have decided to engage each other. And they're on either side of the road that divides Brasilia into north and south. Meanwhile, in Moathouse, this island is about to turn into a graveyard, OG.
Yeah, and its advantage. And then already with one member not connecting to that server, although on the other side to it, Brasilia, Team Lava continue their trend of having a little bit of misery added into their wounds. It's not been consistency, that's their A game, although that frag, yeah, that was a very, very nice montage-worthy quickscope. Not something that's going to save the game, though, for either side. They've managed to trade off that man deficit with both of them now being a man down. Not the end of the world, though. not the end of the world by any means. They can just take passive stances now, not go all in on this fight, and we might see some on the other end, but T2K are getting a little bit of that action.
NFC though, they're lacking action, they're lacking members, and dare I say even weaponry. One of the members has equipped an ability which lets him heal extra via the use of mushrooms. But then again, what comparison is mushrooms to medkits? He's got 8 of them. Definitely won't be using those anymore. NFC though, will they continue to stay in the region, or will they try to make a run for that respawn beacon over there?
That's putting them in a position where NN can just open fire, right? They have no way to protect themselves. A very risky strategy unless they have the serve bow, which Maniac does have equipped. So a possibility for him to fight back for sure. And on the other end, T2K, are they looking for their flying start respectively to continue dominance? Smokey, his bike, yeah, it's got his name and his form written all over it. T2K hot in pursuit, and that's a job that they would not leave unfinished. They grab this like they grab a snack, and they are gonna have their 3rd kill of this game. T2K are a team that love to then commit that first rotation when the zone closes in. That's when we see most of their kills come into the limelight. Now it started off from minute 0, dude. These guys have no chill, and this lobby gets heated and heated and heated. A lot of teams suffering casualties, but no team yet bowed out of that fight.
And why would they fight? Why would they bow out of the fight, rather? The consequences of losing members has been significantly reduced, and that's probably why you'll see a lot of these teams deliberately go in for those risky maneuvers and risky fights. As long as one of their members survives, the other people also have a chance of getting back in the game. So that's why a lot of these teams might become reckless and try to go in for the full sense, hoping to eliminate every single member and leave nothing to chance. Like, for example, over here, you have Heckler, who's still somehow evading Tunde Gamer and the forces around him. Meanwhile, Abhay, he's already on his way upstairs, probably in some other location, hoping to resurrect the teammates or maybe find a decent enough amount of loot for the others. But in the meanwhile, Mr. Heckler, he's going to be killed. And Abhay is now the sole survivor of Team Lava.
Doesn't seem like he can heckle against TGR.
I was going to say
don't take no for an answer. Beat you to it, buddy. Next time.
Next time. It's surprising how many teams are going in for late rotations. And lengthy ones too. None of them really want to take the center of the circle. Everyone's just trying to avoid fights for as long as possible. Even though that's quite the opposite of what we just mentioned.
Exactly. So confusing. Sometimes maybe their idea is a late rotation resurrection, but again, that doesn't really make the most sense because you still need time to reset after you've been called back to the battle, right? You don't really get that kind of a guarantee. And considering the bloodthirsty nature that some of these teams now will have, considering this meta, that's not a luxury that you're going to be awarded anyway, at least not as easy as it might have been before.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how we are noticing a lot of new abilities being used. Like, for example, the man on your screen just before this one, I believe it was Sannyasi. Was it Sannyasi or was it someone else? He was using Liquidator's ability, an ability which doesn't really make sense in the competitive meta, but because everyone will become so kill hungry right now, it kinda starts to become viable because you can gather all those kill points and extra HP. Unfortunately, though, I can't say the same for NFC. They've been shown the door and they're going to be exiting the game pretty early on. A series of bad results for them. But you know what's worse? It's Lore luring Superman into his trap, shotgunning around, using the third-person perspective to his advantage and instantly securing that kill. Ayush now trying to maintain some distance, hoping so that he can fall back and regroup with his team so that they can fight TGR with all their might. Do they even want to fight this one, or will Moonlight completely avoid this area and go for the respawn beacon straight up? Meanwhile, in the kill feed, you can see that Abhay has managed to revive Hecker. Only one person from Team Lava will be rejoining the battlegrounds, but TGR, they're about to send a couple of their players into the mouths of death. Lore does get down, but instant trade from Majita makes sure that the numbers advantage stays in their favor. Is that how you say his name? MJX? I'm just hoping I do justice to it.
You do justice to that. Meanwhile, this could not be a fight that BH loses. They had somewhat of a decent position and they were the team that had the jump, although NN have been really good to maintain some kind of semblance of control. Although the zone, it's not doing them any favors whatsoever. Zazboy, there should not be any possibility for him to escape without this being, let's say, a little costly for even his likes. They're going to be able to get the revive here, BH, so they're not going to be sweating whatsoever. They will have a little bit of utility to heal them back up and get them running. A lot of teams now commit for this late rotation, right? So now they essentially are 2 points of interest. You can camp the vending machines, which allow you to respawn your teammates, alongside camp these outer circles, which we've seen a couple of teams do already. And this might be it morphing into existence yet again. Abhishek, YT, a team that's been a little unfortunate and been on the tailwind of, let's say, not the best turnarounds. This, however, could be the turnaround that they very well need.
No, this is not even a turnaround, OG. This is a drive-by. 360s. Samir has now circled Ayush's position at least 3 times. Now Revenger and Prabeen are also climbing out of their vehicles, pushing them down into that grave. Just bad manners all over the place. And then they once again get into their convoy. Wow. Of course, their driving skills are not the best, but luckily we are not playing NFS. At least they can shoot the other people down. So they won't be judged on their driving skill, you know? I mean, there's no points for better driving over here.
You know, that way I actually like Road Rash, because you can steal the, what is that, chain from the cop, and then start using it against him.
I mean, here you steal the kills.
More enticing, yeah. I get what you're coming from. Road Rash, though, I think has been the name of the game for some of these teams, and that's something that's going to be exponentially more if these final few circles are a little more open than we imagined, right? Which now seems to be one of the possibilities. We also had the opportunity for this to go bank to bank, from one side of the river to another. Something that Tanya was waiting for so desperately. Imagine she just got off the desk.
Oh man, poor Tanya. She gets to witness most exciting circle off the desk. Tanjiro, though, he's kind of moving around in a very glitchy manner. Wondering if he's trying to channel his inner Hinakami Kagura. For those of you who don't understand, that's obviously a Demon Slayer reference. So if you don't watch anime, go ahead and queue it up after this series. But don't queue it up now, though. Telling you, man, this Tanjiro is much better than the one in the anime. PM, though, once again, now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. They were the ones who were roaming around in vehicle first. Now it's BM trying to knock them out of the sky, and Revenger falls so far away from his team. I mean, forget about the damage he's taken. He's literally out of position, so he cannot be relevant in this fight anymore. And he's been knocked out already. Even Prabeen holding on to a sliver of HP. But Sangam is knocking everybody out with his bike.
This is a costly affair,
right?
I'm not sure at this point, dude. A lot of teams suffering casualties, and at this point, it's about endurance. Whoever ends up taking the last laugh in this fight is gonna come out the victor. There is no sense of trying to fight a storm like this, but you're not sure if you can endure. Right now, Lava having the highest of grounds, but they're having the highest problems. 2 of their members down in an instant. This bubble fight's close. Strange Heckler, he's trying to find this bargain, and he gets it at a bargain price. 3 for 1. This is exactly the odds KKR wanted, and mind you, TL were the ones holding position. How the tables turn.
Oh, Sunita, the reaction time was incredible from her. Putting up a glue wall the moment it gets destroyed by the Skylar shockwave. But again, it wasn't enough. The odds were just overwhelming. And that bridge battle ends in a mess. So many teams dead, knocked out, lost members.
Look at the split approach from either team now. ML have put themselves in a really decent position because they have the possibility to fight towards either side of the river while at the same time having a little bit of cover, right? And I emphasize the fact that a little bit because stray nades have been a thing that has caused a lot of problems with compounds like this, especially when you're going to be on that low ground with that bridge position targeting you. It's both a good and a bad position to be in. Depends only and solely on how you play it. Meanwhile, this is not the camp that BH were expecting to walk into. Oh, the bunny hop, and he finds that kill, Roger. That was beautiful. And BH just forced to run for their lives, run to the hills. And Jiro, his bike so close to being blown up. That's a heartbreak.
Yeah, he's gonna have to brake hard if he wants to survive this one. Pun intended.
Oh. He needs to break bad because he needs to be the one who knocks.
Oh, but yeah. I mean, there is a Skylar in Breaking Bad and in Free Fire as well, except one of them is evil, one of them literally kills hundreds. You judge who is who. Bella Gamer having one of the best compounds for themselves. They do not need to leave, but they are lacking members. And if the remaining members of Team Brotherhood decide to land on them, they're going to receive a nasty surprise. Deepu thinks that this compound is empty. He's going to be receiving a very nasty welcome into that house. Well, he is the one who knocks, but guess what? This time the roles up in reverse. And Deepu instantly gets blown up by Maximus of all people, not the members of Bella Gaming. So that's Royal Gurkha stealing kills. And that's their first kill of the game, by the way.
KKR just walk up the field. And they're treating RG like they're Jack and Jill. Well, they're just forcing them down to maybe tumble down that hill. They're certainly tumbling down the order. They have only one kill, mind you, Crips. This could be a clean swipe from KKR. Means that they grabbed so many points just in their pocket and make sure nobody else has the opportunity to pocket them. They're close to hitting double digits and there's still 7 squads up. This is amazing stuff as now they need to find a decent bit of good real estate inside the circle. And I think they're just going to be on the outer crest, right? Bella Gaming now with the opportunity to find a little bit more before they do exit the server. Nah, not going to be the case. Abhishek YT, a good turnaround in form, but this is something that they need to keep up, and especially in this leg of the journey when things are going to be undoubtedly more chaotic as the seconds pass.
Oh no. We have Abhishek YT trying to lob nades onto Lakha, but his kill got stolen away by Thonde Gamer, who continue to get all the free frags. They are such good at stealing those kills away and racking up their own stats. It's not even fair. Meanwhile, even Kukri Esports have a decent bit of kills in themselves, and they have good angles onto 3 teams. Thonde Gamer, Nan Nepal, and they also have angles onto the remaining members of, I think, Ayush YT. So this is a decent position for them. I'm sorry, Abhishek YT, and I think that's a decent position for them overall.
Oh, no.
Oh, Dragog! Like I said, they
You
had
said
angles
something?
on Abhishek YT, and yeah, he's gonna get the kill on him. Steal the kill from him again, without even letting them crawl back into the cover.
KKR, the only other team except for TGR to have complete advantage. That was a very, very nice grab, though.
Yeah,
That was from KKR, mind you.
Yeah, KKR, and while we are speaking about them, even Thonde Gamer for that matter, one of their players has an M249 and he's just spraying away, completely destroying Team Moonlight. Oh, poor Tanjiro. He's stuck over here. No spells to help him out. No magic sword to deal the damage to his enemies. And he's bleeding away slowly, just trying to deny angles onto Kukri Esports and hoping that he's going to be able to survive long enough that someone else dies before him. Nah, he will not receive that. At least he doesn't give away his life to his opponent. He takes his own life in his own hands, denying the points to KKR.
They've denied the points, they've denied the position for now. Although KKR were crawling up that hill, I feel like that's a very, very big missed opportunity by Thonde Gamer, right? They had the opportunity to punish. Well, at least they've done it to one side, but not successfully, though. Abhishek YT is still finding grounds to fight back when they do not have that real estate. The bubble is going to save them just for a little bit. KKR just storming the fort with the shotguns as they have no mercy whatsoever. Although from the outside, Rohit finds the kills with the nade launcher, and that is an amazing snag.
Rohit channeling his inner demon. My goodness, he turned the tides around in a minute. And now we are down to a 1 versus 2. It's broken up against 2 remaining members of Abhishek YT who are looking for their second Booyah of the day. Rohit is expending all the grenades, hoping to check every single room where Broken could be hiding. But will they discover him? Yes, they will. They find him. He's trying to corner himself into the glue walls, hoping that he can heal up before they fight. But no. All the glue walls in the world and all of Kingsman could not put Broken together again. He jumps out straight into Supreme's crosshairs and straight into his grave.
Got pumped full of lead. That was a very, very scary position for Abhishek YT to be in. They were in no position to contest for this. The way Rohit got those few kills, that was just game-changing. And the fact that those tables turned so quickly, I don't think any of those three squads even saw that one coming from a mile. What an absolute beast. We need to see a replay of that.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games where even I did not know who's going to win it in the end. I mean, at one point I was thinking that Tonde Gamer have the zone, they have the compounds, and yeah, they can gatekeep everyone and win the game. But then too many people managed to sneak by under their nose, and they had to share compounds with literally two other teams. One of them was inside the very house that they are holding. Forget about the neighboring houses. So Tonde Gamer can't keep up the numbers advantage, even though they had a lot of players alive and they had a decent position as well. It's somehow the other teams who managed to chip away at the bigger opponents, the stronger opponents, and eventually bring them down to their level. And once the odds are equal, then you just beat them with experience.
Exactly, dude. The amount of snags that we got to witness this game was so overwhelming, and that undoubtedly has to give a couple of extra cookie points to some of these midfield contenders, which now, because of this game, we're going to see an entirely new upshift. This is going to be a very, very exciting way to also bring about the last map, right? Kalahari. At least in the first rotation that we did get to see a lot of more discipline play to some extent, where the revive was respected. There was not much ability to punish. And of course, that high ground in Refinery did end up paving a interesting finish where the team that set foot early were at a slight disadvantage from the get-go. Because of that vending machine, they were able to then regain control, which is something you couldn't really do when you're in the past, you know. Rewind this 3 months ago, you lose that man advantage, you are done for. Your life becomes infinitely harder. Now you have the opportunity to take more risk, which makes that Refinery play a double-edged sword. You're going to be in that position for a while. It's your due diligence to make sure you come alive at those final moments to then snag those skill points, which keeps you neck to neck with teams running a parallel strategy. So if you don't fulfill that kind of a criteria, that could be your way down from the ranking, down from the leaderboard. And it's going to be interesting to see if this causes more hot drops and more direct conflict in between some of these teams.
I mean, you spoke about falling off the top and falling from grace, and the only people that come into my mind are Bella Gaming and Go. Oh. They were able to win 2 games, and now they're barely in the top 3. And another team has taken up 2 wins. It's Abhishek YT who's got their 2nd win for the day. So yeah, we have those teams who are able to pull off double booyahs and whatnot. Now, my only question is, will we see another double booyah? Will we be able to see 3 teams dominate this entire day? Or will we have a new contender coming on board? In fact, the current team that is on top right now of the scoreboard doesn't even have a single booyah. They're just playing on the basis of kill points, which, in my opinion, are going to be a lot more valuable now because placement points are just so difficult to accumulate. You might as well just start going for the kills. I mean,
exactly.
Like a few months ago when we were casting the India Championship and the World Series and whatnot, we had this moment, right, where you could see the moment team makes the decision to focus on kills rather than having more placement points. There's going to be some games where you're zone screwed. There's nothing you can do to win. And some teams realize that. So, you know, they just focus all their attention on gathering as many kills as possible without worrying about their lives because they know that they're not going to win the game anyway. So might as well just focus on the kill points. But over here, because the hope of getting those placement points is also back on the table, that little glimmer of hope might force the teams to change their playstyle, and we might not see them activate the quill switch that early.
Yeah.
On the other hand, one might also say the opposite of it. One might also say that because there is no repercussions, you might see much more aggressive fights. So there's 2 ways to look at it, really.
Pretty sure that by today's day end, we're gonna have at least one of these players exit the day with a minimum of 20 frags, right? I think the last time we did take a look at it, it was the leader leading the away by 13 kills, and that could be a story that easily changes. This entire dilemma of going for kill points over placements, it also brings about that aspect where we have to discuss rats, right? Rat strategy is something that has made and broken championships. You know, TSM lost a championship because of that. Team Elite won their first championship because of a rat play where they managed to get 2 kills at the end of the final game in the final circle at its closing stages. So that's been one role that's been a backbone for some of championship making teams and championship making players, which now I think has been a little more diluted because it's a more, how can I say, very crucial strategy, but something easy to replicate compared to the past, with the odds being so stacked up against you, and with you being a very pure lone wolf, not having the ability to recall any of your brethren from beyond the grave.
Yeah, and that change has, brought about a whole different way of playing Free Fire. I mean, I think some of these teams are still figuring out what's the optimal way to go ahead in a situation like this. But naturally, as the tournaments continue, we're going to see a set meta, a set pattern come together. And who knows, maybe Abhishek YT can be that trendsetter. From not even in the top 5 to being on the number 1 spot, Abhishek YT has managed to pull off some amazing amount of points in just the 5 games that we've seen today. There's still one more left to go. And no matter what happens, I think his position in the top 5 is more or less going to be unshaken.
Top 5, more like top 2, bro. It's going to be very hard even for a team like T2K to contest, right? Realistically speaking, the kind of win factor or criteria that T2K now need to have in the bag is don't get eliminated early, be in a position where you're able to capitalize on that mid-round rotation. Those are the X factors that they need to have in their mind if they are to contest for the throne, because we've seen this front row be very contentious, but it's now only the first 2 spots that are really neck to neck. It's only going to be maybe a Bella Gaming situation where an absolute fall from grace going down only maybe 11th or 12th doesn't give you much buffer. That's when things start to get a little more turbulent, and I have a good feeling that that's something we can expect, dude. It's Kalahari. It's almost to some extent transparent where these teams might end up landing given the first rotations commence, and that is gonna be what we're gonna have our eye out for.
And because this map is significantly smaller than Purgatory, we're gonna have instances where there will be teams who come to intercept respawn attempts quickly, but because it's also, so complicated and there's so many angles and so much verticality involved, sometimes the resurrections will not be stopped because there are places to hide, because there are places to take cover in. For now, I don't see any drop clashes. All of the teams choosing the path of peace, but the moment I say that, Bayfront has turned into the graveyard for one player of Royal Gurkha. Make it 2 as Maximus also loses his life. Really quick assault from Team Brotherhood over there as they take 2 points. Can they finish off the rest of them?
The lead from the corner. Finished them off on the side. Shotgun close range. It's your 7 quickly able to turn tail. It's able to turn form and able to secure that kill. It's an almost done job here. And I'm pretty sure that it's no safe haven for Order as well. He's been spotted out. He's been rooted out. Sangam knows exactly where he is. Long range weaponry on the hat of BH as well. So it should not be any problem for them to deal with them at what range whatsoever. Yeah, knock does come on through. They have the vending machine right around the corner in this Bayfront area, so no sweat whatsoever. A good 4 kills now in the bag, and BH, what fun it would be if they are able to find themselves in a very good position in the midfield. Because mind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2-day affair, so it's not only today that you have to fight for, it's also tomorrow that you have to set up for.
Yeah, and the more points you accumulate today, the easier it is for you tomorrow, where the pressure is going to be even higher, and the games will determine not just who comes out on top, but who wins the tournament as a whole. But I feel a little bad for Tanjira, though. He lost his life. Sure, he can be resurrected, he can be brought back to life, and he's already back on the ground. But then again, he's almost always the first person to die from the side of Team Brotherhood.
This has also brought about a weird stalemate for now. We mentioned teams like to keep going for fights, and that's something that it's not really universal throughout the map. We're seeing moments of clashes from here and there, and for now it's only been towards this northern side. It's going to be ML going toe-to-toe against BM, and I doubt that they're named BM for any other reason, right? We've seen a little bit of BM already today. We've seen the sickles actually work when you were off, you know, taking a small break, and that's something we might get to see a resurgence of yet again, because BM, they're playing split, but they're able to cut that distance down. CQC, it's only going to be shotguns that do the big damage.
Yeah, but can the shotguns do anything at range like this? Samir almost helpless. He has to need just about to get sent to cover, but that means Praveen is gonna die instead. Oh man. Now how will Samir recover his HP? I don't even know if he has any medkits, and now nobody can help him out as well. Even Abhiral takes a nice shot to the face by Saksham. The head glitch angle, and he still lands it. Even Revenger's gone down. Oh my goodness, looks like Bisho MGR is going for a really tricky fight. They might have tuned off a bit more than they can swallow, but Samir, is he actually going for the fight with like 5 HP left? Yeah, he finally gets put in his grave. Whew. About time Moonlight end this fight, and they did it quickly. If this fight dragged on for any longer, I am pretty sure there would have been a third-party attempt.
You talk about third party. Look at MJX just casually rolling up on his bike, and they are aware of this presence. Although I'm not sure if they're equipped to deal with NFC, as they just completely storm the front lines using these bikes. They deploy the driller to buy a little bit of space, but that's not enough to put them away from clawing distance. And NN are quick to claw for that throat. That was an expensive knock. They're all the way out in the open crypts. This is what? He's just lying down and he's not able to secure that. That was so costly, and NN now on the receiving end of not what is a pleasant demise. I just hope that Yasi is able to make her way out of here. She needs to get to a respawn beacon and redeem the team back to the server and find themselves back in winning ways, because that seemed to be a winning fight that they just let go by their fingers.
Well, seems like the Onde Gamer is having a little bit of a slow game. They lost a player, got him back on their feet. Even NFC is going for the reses. Only 2 teams have been eliminated so far, but still, so many kills and so many respawns. T2K. Will they fight against Moonlight? They know that Moonlight is in the vicinity. They heard the gunshots when Moonlight was fighting their previous opponents. What do they do about it, though? And they have just seen them res a few of their fallen teammates. Come on, T2K, this is it. This has to be the chance. Even Brotherhood has seen this, but before Brotherhood can capitalize on any of those respawns, T2K is the one that they have to face, and they will not be able to go toe-to-toe with them. Charlie puts Deepu on his knees. Sangam had some really nice headshots before, but that's going to be the end of him as well.
They are, however, fighting the zone and fighting to be relevant within it. Close range bubble. Wow, Charlie finds a way to turn those tables. Although this rotation cannot be stopped. Using the vehicles, they're able to hopefully bring and save that fight for a day yet to come. NFC, 2 kills in the bag. And that is from the Gamer. A team that loves to play very split up. They're employing that same strategy yet again. And these bikes are what's going to do this recon mission. Casey has not been able to find that back turn. I'm assuming that he's about to stop at least once. Do you think that this is actually worth it? You know, trying to commit a hit and run rather than stopping, aiming, and actually pulling the trigger?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's much better to just stop and pull the trigger if there are your teammates around you. But imagine at this point, Kazashu getting off the bike to shoot 1 player down, but ends up losing his life instead. Meanwhile, I just noticed Team Brotherhood has called their players back. How many more times can they be allowed to do that? This is the third time they've resurrected somebody, and this time it's Bella Gaming who's coming in to hunt them down. I mean, not by choice. They had to win. And here you go. You can already see them trying to attempt the sky shot. There's bombs falling from the sky and players as well. But do they find anyone? Tanjiro goes down yet again. That is so unfortunate. The third time he's been killed in the same game. Probably the 7th time he's died today, and we haven't even played 7 games.
I see that, and the only thing playing on my mind is it's raining, man.
Oh,
it's
man,
not going to be a hallelujah situation for him, though.
Quite the opposite of that as well. Actually, yeah, he took one player down along with him though, so it's fine. The numbers advantage still lies with Team Moonlight, and this could be the end of T2K because Unish is alone over here. His teammates Chibo and Sadison, they're not close.
They are close to a respawn beacon, however.
Yeah, but then again, you won't have any guns, and KKR is right next to you. Yeah, I don't feel so good about this one.
Okay, wait, Smokey? Been taken out. And Bella Gaming trying to regroup now. KKR is just gonna flush the fort. They know that they have this opening. Bella, back turn, she's not able to capitalize though. And now Punit knows exactly where those bullets came from. Now it's gonna hunt Bella down. A lot of members encroaching around her position. She's going to rely on her team to try and provide as much backup as humanly possible. And that started off at least well to some extent. Although Bella Gaming does get knocked, and that's where that momentum stops. I assume that with that position, there could be the chance that they fight it off. And with them initiating the fight, maybe the possibility not going to be the case whatsoever. In fact, Team Lava have joined in to add a little more misery and rub it all in that wound of Bella Gaming to make that barbecue even the more juicier.
Bro, like if you overdo your meat, it's not enjoyable. It's not juicy anymore.
But if you have,
I know that some people, I know some people like their steak well done, but at this point, it's not even well done. It's just congratulations.
Okay, I was going more along the lines of having more sauce or something along the line, but
no, straight up steak, it's burnt. It's charred, black, and there's no light coming to save you. In fact, Sandeep is in a little bit of danger. He's isolated from his team. The members of NFC have him cornered. Abhay is trying to help him out, but there's just simply no angle. How is Sandeep allowed to live for so long? Yeah, the moment I say it, he gets put 6 feet under. And there's no respawn beacons left in command center. There could be a vending machine around the corner, but then again, it's so difficult to get to it. So Nita trying to go for a 1v1-2, wins to it against Maniac. Exact's revenge, turning it into a 3v3. So the battle of command center still rages on. But there's Viru right around this wall, hoping to hold the angle, and he puts up another glue wall, hoping to isolate. A double kill for Viru. Oh my lord! Can he actually put off the squad fight all by himself? Ooh. Yes, he can. A triple kill.
Like the steak you mentioned, that's gonna be a hard thing to swallow and chew.
Nah, you would want to spit out this one. It's disgusting. Exactly. It's so good.
Conflicting, I know, right? But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. And the funny part is, NFC were the team who were losing their members all throughout the day, right? They have been losing their members, respawning them in every game. They respawn them in this game too, but at least this time they're able to wipe one squad. They won't go home empty-handed.
Well, T2K still completely ready to maybe call in that revive yet again. This is a heartbreak, right? T2K, we expected them to have so much more of a better showing to maybe end their day off with, and it's not been that case whatsoever. It's been a disaster, and it's going to be ML who finally put an end to that T2K dream. Although, that rat designation, it's going to keep them alive. They've found a way to get that revive up yet again. In a circle like this, it might be a little more forgiving. Let the circle close in, that's when things start to get sweaty, right? They start to get cramped. That's when you won't have the opportunity to then fall out from the sky and expect to land intact in one piece. There's going to be a lot of bullets with your name written all over it.
Oh, you might as well reserve some of them for your head. Speaking of reservations, I'm very surprised that some of these teams have not gone in for the camps just yet. All of them are positioning themselves in and around Refinery, which stands to reason because that's where the final zone is. But like you said, OG, getting respawns in a circle like this is even more difficult because of the terrain disadvantage. You might be separated from your teammates, so even though you land, there's no chance that you can actually, you know, do reasonable amount of damage. Your respawn might just go to waste. Day Gamer having a little bit of trouble getting into the circle, but the moment they have the fall in, he hits somebody with the bike but ends up losing his life instead. At least that acts as a distraction because Booyah has been revived, and while that's happening, Voodoo wants to once again go on a killing spree, but TGR from above are showering them with nades and bullets. Even Abhishek Mikey has joined the action, so NFC is basically a buffet right now, which everyone wants a piece of.
This is such a hard trade, right? You can't predict which team is going to have the upper hand. There's so much at stake right now for every team involved. Oh, that nade was a sitter. Cooked it to absolute perfection, and he finishes off the job. Wait. What is it? AYT was the one who stole it?
Yeah, they always had it, right? They had both the sides of the valley covered, so there's no way they're going to be missing any of those shots. Speaking of missing shots, though, what do KKR do? They're at the bottom, and they're on the receiving end of bullets from Moonlight and a potential run over by Tanjiro. Are you serious? Wait! The airdrop actually flips the airdrop flips the car over, and now they can't escape. Oh my god, I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but this might as well just be the end of Team KKR over here. Rabin and Rain, both of them have rhyming names, but Rabin has to run away like a rabbit. Can't he have enough hopping power in his feet to take him to safety?
Dude, that car got flipped like a McPatty.
Not even a patty, dude. At least patties are flipped physically by someone lifting them from the stove. This one was like divine intervention from above. And it wasn't even divine, it was a summoned airdrop. This is calculated, dude. Somebody ordered an airdrop right on top of the vehicle so they don't have an escape plan.
Talk about a trick shot, dude. That's one to live up to. Although, there's no escape. This is T2K's opportunity to bow out of the fight, and they exit the server a 6th position. The circle. Oh, the zone shit, dude. This is brutal. There's no real estate here. It's a valley. There's gonna be verticality. Look at ML. How are they even gonna make their way back up? It's gonna they have a little avenue towards the right where they have the opportunity to walk uphill. Although they are in a position where they've not dealt with all the aggression just yet.
Yeah, but at least they have the cliffside to themselves. So in case things go wrong, they can always take cover off the cliff. Yeah, getting back on top of it is a different battle, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Speaking of bridges, this bridge is going to be very important right now. We have AYT on top, and they can gatekeep almost anyone from crossing over to the other side. The only option left will be to go down from the bottom, or maybe drop down from the tower like Sannyasi just did. His teammate tried to do the same thing, but he ended up falling. Abhedon and Zazboy, all of them dying to either fall damage or zone damage. That is just unfortunate.
This is going to be an interesting fight though, because ML have the high ground to some extent, and there is a team down that valley with ML. That's Abhishek White team who ends up getting that first knock. Although AYT, they secured that kill. Cool. How did they deal with Ayush's position? This is the Chrono close range fight, and Draco, that was so vital. This turnaround is only possible with that Chrono, and yet again, get to see what kind of value they can add to a fight like this. How? That is just brutal. That is criminal. We've seen a 1v3 before Crips, and this has the making of yet another.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dragog has more HP than Saksham and Superman, but not Ayush. He managed to heal himself up to full health. And Dragog also gets a little bit of time. He's recovered all his HP. This is like a full reset. 1v1v2. And the moment I say that, NFC gets eliminated, but at least they got to top 3, which is a big thing for them. Now Dragog trapped in potentially a dangerous situation. The charge up close, and it's Ayush who blows him apart. Good job with the shotguns.
11 HP, dude. That was very on the edge, because you understand that if he isolated that 1v1, it was so easy for him to reset with such less downtime, right? Not only could he get the reload, but also maybe salvaged a little bit of HP on the sideline. And Moonlight finally in the spotlight, something that we've been waiting for, and we have yet another new name up on the Booyah board.
I hope the spotlight can keep shining on them, because Salamene might not always be so kind. For those of you who get that reference, you are people of culture. Congratulations. Either way, I absolutely love seeing this side of Moonlight. They were stuck on one cliff. In fact, out of all the teams that were moving around, rotating, trying to find a way in, trying to find another backup way in case the first one doesn't work, Moonlight stayed still pretty much all throughout. They were on just one cliff, gatekeeping everyone. And if they failed to gatekeep, all they did was just take pot shots at the teams who were on the bottom, abusing the height advantage that they had. Then later on, when Abhishek Whitey had the bridge control to themselves, Team Moonlight were like, yeah, sure, you can have the bridge for yourself. No problem. We're going to take the long way around. They went down the bottom, climbed all the way up. In fact, they didn't even need to climb all the way up, because they found yet another cliff on the other side, which they could use as cover. And sometimes it's these very steep cliffs that end up becoming a rat spot themselves. The verticality of the game is such where it is possible to climb some of those mountains, but you need to know the exact pathing. And if you are aware, then you don't even need grappling guns to get up on top and scale that height.
You also do put yourself in a little bit of harm's risk with that rotation, right? In fact, the team that did navigate through that low ground never really was in a position to fight. And you've seen, especially with Kalahari and its finishes towards Refinery, the verticality that it has to play also goes hand in hand with the utility the team has. An amazing job with the nades that they did secure before they had to commit that rotation to then guard the low ground team from making their way back up. So all in all, a lot of teams did get their opportunity to gain their, what we would call staple kill points. And I'm interested to see not only the replay of what we just got to witness, but also relive the entire journey, because at the end of the day, we started with not knowing how this new meta would be, right? Now with this leaderboard completely whack from minute one, getting to see what the day result is going to be crucial. This new meta, it's a little bit fast-paced in the game, but it's created for close action. Now teams being a little more kill-hungry can rely on their pure skill, and now could go toe-to-toe on multiple occasions and having multiple contenders for what could be your maybe top 3 or even top 5 for that fact.
Exactly. I mean, there was a time when we used to see all the kill-hungry teams deliberately tone down their aggression simply because they wanted to stay relevant in the meta, and being that bloodthirsty did not yield them a lot of points. But now they can just throw those inhibitions away, throw away the restraints, the shackles are broken, and they are free to frag as much as they want, whenever they want, as long as they can keep at least one player alive. We saw teams like Brotherhood, we saw teams like NFC respawning their teammates again and again and again, like at least 2-3 times. I lost count. I'm gonna be honest, I lost count at one point.
I'm just wondering if a new shift is needed in terms of this mechanic, right? Make it in such a way where you're able to only afford a couple of tokens in a game, or once you use one vending machine, that a team is not allowed to use it anymore to then get any more tokens.
Probably,
you know, there needs to be some kind of tweak to this mechanic, because right now it feels like World War II all over again. You remember those pictures where there's a lot of paratroopers deployed from the planes? Yeah. If we're given a little more, you can't expect more from a game like Free Fire, but also, you know, the kind of chaos that we're expecting, that's certainly not the kind. You need something a little more calculated, something a little more balanced. Could be the right word, because think of it this way: if you just get those kills off the back of sniping them, and you can make a staple meta out of that, you'd be able to see kills left, right, center, and there'll be maps where, let's say there's a Team Elite or some team like that on the server. Dude, those guys can just pop the hell off and maybe even get like 30 pointers, which I don't know,
which aren't really that much of a distant you know, impossibility now. It is very much feasible to do something like that this game.
Imagine.
Well, there you have it, Superman. He had a few failed superhero landings in the previous games, but he found himself at the top of the MVP table in this game, having 2,800 damage. bro, are you serious? Like, assuming it still takes 200 damage to kill one person, assuming nobody's using Liketa or something else which extends your HP pool, that's 200 HP per player, divide by 2,800. Do the math. This guy has done enough damage to kill at least 18 players. And he's only got 4 kills out of that.
Yeah, and he's also one of those players who uses the Skylar ability over the Chrono, which is the only other ability we find that's on par, right? Ever since the introduction of the Chrono, there's nothing that's really surpassed its usage, especially on the biggest stage, except for Skylar, which has, especially in this meta, upped the spiciness. You don't really have that much more cover, especially when you're going to respawn and when you're going to come back. Especially on a map like maybe a Kalahari or a Purgatory, where natural cover might be questionable at a couple of your spots. That could be the difference maker. And at least for the last game, Moonlight popped the hell off. 30 points a total on the back of that Booyah. They're going to be very, very happy with their performance. And at least for day 2, put themselves in a very good clawing position for, who knows, maybe even the throne.
Well, Moonlight Esports with a bunch of kill points definitely have made a massive comeback. 31 points in total in one single game. That's unheard of up until now. Maybe after this thing, it's going to be commonplace. Maybe we'll start seeing 30 bombs almost every other game. But Abhishek Gaming has crossed the 100-point marker. 50 kills for them. 2 of them Booyahs and 103 points on a single day. Have you seen stuff like this before, Roji? Because I certainly haven't. I mean, I was talking about world records being created when there was one team who managed to get like 80-something points in a single day during the World Series.
Wait, didn't Team Elite like have a really good day in FFPL? What was it?
Yeah,
2020 when they lost out, right?
Yeah, then again, that was like some 70-80 points in a day. Again, nowhere close to the 100-point
the only thing
marker.
that I can even think of, and that's so long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's the new meta. 100 pointers in a single day. Man, this meta is shaping up to be crazy, and I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Abhishek YT ends up getting the most points and the most kills, but at the same time, they're followed by Team Moonlight and Tone the Gamer, all of whom have been super aggressive. In fact, Tone the Gamer has been one of those teams that goes in for kill steals and third parties, but Moonlight, they go for straight up brawls, 4 versus 4 man fights.
Yeah, and it also will help the fact that 2 out of the 3 of the best individual players we have on the server are from the respective teams, right? Especially Tonde Gamer, a team that absolutely does not give a hoot about the Booyah and will play for those smaller points. You know, with the couple of drops is what comprises the ocean, and that's exactly what they're displaying to us here. You don't need to take the victory to be the victor of the war. You need to make sure you play your cards right, and at the end of the day, all that matters is taking the #1 spot there. Now, they've put themselves in a good position, but not really one with buffer, right? The throne is going to be contested without a doubt. And with seeing 100 points on the table today, you never know which team is going to pull out of the bag with an absolute blast tomorrow. I feel like with this meta, we have encouraged teams to, let's say, bring on their on day far more often on the stream.
Exactly. You have to stay in the tip-top form. You need to make sure that you don't end up making moves which end up giving more advantage to your enemies than you originally intended. But then again, in the heat of the moment, you don't know whether that will backfire or not. So the best that you can do is put your head down and farm for the late game. Farm all the points that are possible.
And that we did get to see, right? We got to see a contrasting variety of it as well. Teams that were able to do it weren't. It depends on a lot of things. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have in the bag today, but not for the long run. We still have another day. So don't remember, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. You know where to find us tomorrow. This has been the Free Fire Nepal Invitational. We're going to take off for today. You know where to find us. See you, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Good night.
am